Hey, what's up, everybody? I don't have again a very good way of easing into this thing, but looks like you guys are got a few in here already. Good to see. Good to see. Maybe slowly but surely we could build this thing up. Um, I beat myself up every week for being too lazy, but whatever. Good morning. It's February 25th. I can't believe that. My brother's birthday's in a few days, and he's gonna be 47. Whoo! My sister's gonna turn 50 this year, which is a little bit odd to wrap my brain around, A little time passage. I don't know if you guys have watched the on TikTok, all these people doing this teenage filter where they look at their teenage face and then they just get emotional about how much time has passed. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh, by the way, enjoy my beautiful artwork. This is my daughter's. We're working on some things for maybe some ordinals. But anyway, so it's been another busy week. I think it's been surprising how quickly. I mean, I've been doing this for a year and a half, and it's surprising me every week how quickly things seem to develop, and you feel like there's just a left turn, whether it's some sort of law happening or some country. When you're paying attention to the money around the world, when monies are collapsing, or there's people kind of upset about their money system, it seems to happen something different every week, and so it's just kind of interesting. So my coffee this morning is a completely unbranded coffee. I ran out of the Litecoin coffee. It was very good. I think it was a lighter coffee. I mean, I'm going to say I'm going to give it on flavor, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it was very good. Like I enjoyed it, but it's just lighter than I'm used to. So it just kind of didn't have the kick. But this was a gifted coffee to me, and it's literally unbranded. My wife's aunt sends us these little gifts from time to time, and it was just a bag of coffee. It was pre-ground. It was like special roast, but there's no brand on it. So it is what it is. And but it's good. I don't know. I think I tend to not be a snob. Maybe it's something with feeling like, well, why should I expect anything special? Like if it gives me caffeine, it tastes okay. It's fairly smooth, all things considered. It was free. That's a big part for my aunt. So anyway, so just a week ago, as I said, things change a lot. Like literally on this live stream, we were talking about this introduction of ordinals on Bitcoin and how it had completely kind of seized up the blockchain, so to speak. I mean, I think they were something like 80 blocks behind, meaning that if you wanted to get a cheap transaction on the blockchain, you were going to essentially have to wait potentially 5, 6, 7 days. So, fees were going up if you actually wanted to spend Bitcoin. And then that same night, last Saturday night, if you didn't watch, we played poker on here. Me and Litecoin Chief, or Chief Litecoin, I keep doing that. Who is coming in, by the way? Who else was on there? Boglamas, Indigo, Animal Litecoin, and Litecoin God. Everyone's got these names, right? And Indigo was just getting word at the time while we were doing our live stream that this guy in Australia had figured out how to basically do the same thing on Litecoin. So within 6 or 7 days, we've had this massive activity come in. There's a Discord going on where people are creating new different ordinals on Litecoin, and it's kind of added some energy to it. And it's been kind of a controversial topic, and kind of understandably so. I think I like to argue and I like to be right is sometimes a problem I have. But I did a personality test once, and it said my personality type was a debater, not a master debater, just a regular debater. And it was so precise. It was almost scary how much it was describing me. I like to argue just to argue sometimes. Like to me, it's a bit of a sport. And it's not, I don't get really like emotionally wrapped up in it. I'm just very objective. If somebody has a good argument, I don't take it personally. I don't I don't see arguments and disagreements as something that are attacks on me, and vice versa. I don't see it the other way. So like, if I'm making a point, I'm not seeing it as like I'm attacking you. We're just having a little sparring, right? We're just kind of intellectually sparring, and you shouldn't get emotional about it. But that's not the case with everybody. Sometimes people feel a lot more, yeah, they get, I don't want to say offended, but just maybe they take it personally, and I don't recognize that sometimes. So I see the other side of this ordinals thing. I definitely understand why people are feeling like, hey, here's this wonderful thing that Satoshi created, and Litecoin is copied pretty much, more or less, right? And it's this useful tool that people can use around the world, and his ordinal is going to make that less accessible for people. So we could talk a little bit about that. So, but that was interesting because it happened right during the poker live stream. And then here we are 6 days later. I actually just sent something out to, there's a Discord. I'm not a Discord dude. Oh yeah, here John Easy replied, we're already almost at 33,000 inscriptions. And realistically, I'm going to say Sunday is the first day that anybody really had a hold of this thing. So let's say 5 to 6 days, averaging 5 or 6,000. I mean, it's been good. You know, we've got, hang on, I'm losing track of where all my stuff is here. So I mean, it's a good pace. And one of the nice things about it, I've been looking at the blockchain. I kind of try to keep track of, like, is this really bloating the blockchain? Are we having too much in the way of activity? And it hasn't been too bad. We've had a few large blocks, but I do think that you're going to start to see that number might go up, and it's going to be interesting because I think, you know, you get very comfortable with where your assumptions are sometimes. I think we all feel like we have an idea of what'll happen as Bitcoin gets full and as Litecoin gets full. But we don't know because Litecoin hasn't really been full. Like, I don't think I've ever had to wait for more than getting on the first block. I don't know that I've ever seen 1, 2, 3 full blocks on Litecoin. If it's happened, it's just happened in very short stretches. So it'll be interesting if these blocks do fill up. What will that change the experience for me? What'll I kind of think about? You know, I don't like layer 2s and like Lightning Network and that stuff, and maybe I'll change my tune. I don't know. But as of right now, I kind of feel like this is a good thing overall for Litecoin. For people, if you don't know what ordinals are, if you weren't here last week or you haven't been paying attention, essentially what somebody did, let me see if I can, let me share the screen here. Hang on. Let me pull up, I wonder if I can find ordinals. I think I have it on. People have basically figured out is inside the witness data. Again, this is a little more technical. So you have like your witness information, which is just like a validating information, if I'm wrong on this. And then your UTXOs and the transaction addresses and everything. And what they did is they separated those, and they actually added a lot of capacity to the segregated witness area. That's what SegWit is. When they did this, because it allowed for kind of more scalability. And in 2021, they added something called Taproot to Bitcoin, and that allowed, from my understanding, maybe more linking of, I don't know exactly what it enabled. I'm not even going to pretend, but essentially what's the result has been is people have found a way to put images, clips, even small video games onto Bitcoin. As you can see, what happened is what everybody does for some reason is they feel the need to put these pictures on there. Now, these people are putting some sort of line of code. I don't know what all this is. Maybe you're buying a website. Who knows? But it's just become kind of, I don't know, it's turned into an NFT marketplace. And within, Ordinal's only been up maybe 3 weeks on Bitcoin. They've already got marketplaces. They've got wallets popping up. I think MetaMask is going to adopt it. And And same thing, there's a place called Ordinal Swap, I think it is. And come up right. Litecoin. Let's see if it helps. I'll just go through their Twitter page. So these guys actually came into our spaces on Wednesday, and they quickly, so just to give you an idea how fast things move, on Sunday, there were ordinals on Litecoin. And by Wednesday, this guy was already in spaces saying, we've already got Litecoin on there. You can explore. Now, I don't think Litecoin is as developed as the Bitcoin marketplace. But yeah, I mean, here you go. You can see even on Bitcoin, right? People are, I can't, it's for sale. I don't know if it's actually like legit. This is kind of funny, actually. This is all Monero stuff. But if somebody bought that for 20 Bitcoin, like, makes my head explode that this is even possible. So Monero is like mobbing the marketplace here. Now, I think, let's see if we can find a Litecoin market. I don't know if Litecoin has a market yet, but essentially they have a way you can come in here and inscribe on Litecoin easily, upload anything using, they're working on Dogecoin. But yeah, so since Litecoin is the same basic code, it has segregated witness, it has Taproot, you can do the same thing. So maybe I'll try this later because I haven't done it yet. I do have a core wallet. I wanted to figure it out, and I went in, and by the way, if you want to go in Discord and learn how to do this yourself, there is a Discord. I don't know if I'm allowed to invite people or how that works, but essentially, I went through all the steps, and I had to let the blocks sync overnight, and I let it run and went to bed, and I came in the morning, and my computer had done like a forced restart, so it screwed everything up. So I haven't been able to do this yet. John Easy says OrdSwap might be scammy. These guys seem more above board. Who's these guys? Did you share something? I can't see it. Anyway, yeah. So essentially, the way I've seen it is, I get maybe the fear. The fear is that the blocks are going to get full, and I'll show you that. Let me show you the mempool on Bitcoin. So, by the way, I say this every week. Go to this site. It's super useful. Mempool.space. You can just look at so much stuff about the history of the mempool. So you can see if I go back like 6 months, you can pretty much tell when ordinals became a thing, right? And this red is a lot of low fee transactions. So people were only willing to pay a very small amount to get their ordinal on Bitcoin. They didn't generally want to pay. These are what people would say are people actually trying to use Bitcoin. So it got built up quite a bit, and then what happened is actually a couple weeks ago, the hash rate just increased dramatically and really mined the heck out of it. I don't know if that's coincidental or what, but the hash difficulty went up, which you can look at that. Watch this. I can go into hash rate and difficulty. So it hasn't reflected yet because it just happened, but it just jumped this last week. So you can see hash rate's kind of been all over the place. But they cleared out the mempool. I mean, essentially there's still some ordinals in here, but this is what my thought has been, is that people are going to get into this. They're going to try it. It's going to be kind of fun to inscribe for a while. And then is it a fad? Does it wear off? I mean, these are some inscriptions. People are paying $15 on Bitcoin. You can do the same thing on Litecoin right now for probably 15 cents. So that's where I think this is going to be kind of interesting for us as Litecoiners to hopefully we see what we all think is real, right? And that people will recognize, like, well, I can get the same thing I'm getting on Bitcoin, I can get on Litecoin. Like, the only difference is that Bitcoin is Bitcoin, right? But I think once people see, well, this chain, Litecoin's been running the same amount of, it's been running flawlessly for 11 years. This blockchain is going to exist likely just as long as Bitcoin. They have the same, I guess, risk factors in the sense that someone would have to spend a major amount of money to attack either one of them. So in all likelihood, this is going to exist for a long time, and that's probably the best place to build. And I can do it at 100th of the cost. So I think that'll be good for bringing people to Litecoin. And I'll tell you, in Twitter Spaces, I do them every single week. Early on, I'd have a decent crowd in the bull market. Like when Charlie's come in, I'll get like 200 people in there. Other than that, every week I'd say we end up with 20 to 30 people. But last Wednesday, it was like 60 or 80 people, which tells me that I've got 40 plus people in there that are there to talk about ordinals, because that was the title of the space. And they're brand new to Litecoin. I mean, I can look at their profile pics and I can tell you most of them have an NFT in their profile. They're Web3, ETH. That whole crowd has pretty much ignored Litecoin. I mean, the thing about Litecoin is that it hasn't been as adopted on things like, we're not on like, there's no wrapped Litecoin on PancakeSwap or Uniswap or Solana or Ethereum. There might be, but it's a very, very small thing on some of these. And so a lot of the people in that world have never even interacted with Litecoin at all. And to see that we had as many non-Litecoiners in the space on Wednesday as we do my regulars that come in every single week, that's pretty dang encouraging. I mean, that tells me that there's some people getting exposed to Litecoin for the first time. And I kind of equate it to like when you buy a car. Like like right now I've got a Volkswagen GTI. I've had it for a few years. But anytime you buy a new car, whether it's new or it's just new to you, you end up with you start driving around and you go, oh, well, there's another one of the same car. There's one too. Man, I never noticed how many people drive this car before, right? And I think the more people see Litecoin and they use it, and then they're going to go to Coinstar and go, oh man, Litecoin's, I didn't realize Litecoin was on Coinstar. Maybe they pull up their PayPal. I didn't realize Litecoin was on PayPal. I didn't realize Litecoin was at every ATM I've ever gone to. I didn't realize Litecoin was on every exchange. So maybe they start to see the thing kind of with a new lens. And overall, that to me, that's the biggest thing that will come out of this is people will use Litecoin. So not only will they see it, not only they download Litecoin Core in order to access these ordinals, they're going to actually send Litecoin. And that might be the biggest thing. If they've been messing around with Bitcoin ordinals and they're waiting, maybe they just want to move some funds from one wallet to the other and they're spending, like on a regular transaction. If you go in here, your average transaction fee, they're spending $1.44 just to send. I'm going to make this a little larger. $1.44. And then they come over to Litecoin, it costs them 1/10 of a penny. And they go, okay. And it happens way faster because $1.44 doesn't even necessarily guarantee you're going to get, well, right now it does, but a lot of that time, that wouldn't guarantee you're going to get the next block in Bitcoin. It might take, and that's 10 minutes. So granted, 10 minutes isn't all that long, but if I had to sit there and pay $3 or $4 and 10 minutes later, I got bumped to the next block. Okay, I got to wait another 10 minutes. I think people will start to see what it is the advantages of Litecoin. So it's a whole new crowd of people using Litecoin for the first time. And I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times I go into either spaces or I remember when Clubhouse in particular, it felt like people had no idea what Litecoin was. They had this assumption that Litecoin was just this abandoned chain. The creator sold it and it's just this ghost chain. And I've talked just a few weeks ago, I was in a space with a maximalist and Bitcoin maximalist. And he was like, well, doesn't it have a CEO? No. Doesn't have a foundation? No. I mean, it does, but it's just the same as a Bitcoin foundation, right? There's nobody that controls the network, but people are being given incorrect information. So to have access to a new group of people to come in and give them kind of Litecoin 101 and be able to speak a little bit about why it is we're interested in Litecoin, and for them to maybe hear the value proposition of Litecoin for the first time, that to me is really valuable because I think this is a fad. So it's like a shot of activity, I guess, or adrenaline to Litecoin, and gives us an opportunity to access some people that that maybe would have never had any interest in Litecoin in the past. So they get to compare side by side Bitcoin, Litecoin, and here we're going to have a new crop of Litecoiners because they'll get it for sure. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this is you can see the mempool. I think what's going to happen is, like I said, difficulty went up a lot, almost 10% on Bitcoin. So it'll be interesting over the next couple weeks because it's likely that the blocks are going to be a little slower than they've been. And if there's an added activity, I'll be interested to see if this bloats up again. But so what's happened on a Litecoin is probably the more interesting part, right? What has been the impact? Of course, it's the more interesting part. It's Litecoin. This is a good chart, by the way. If you want to go to BitInfo charts, you want to share something, you want to grab it and screenshot it and put it in your photos so you can show other people. This is a pretty good one to show people. This is the last, or this is all-time transactions on Bitcoin and Litecoin. So you can see pretty early on, Bitcoin was pretty dominant. If we look here, I mean, Litecoin was doing 3,300, 2,500 transactions. Bitcoin was doing 50,000. 20 times the activity. And when we've gotten rushes, so like this is Bitcoin's bull market. It's a bull market of 14, right? 13, 14. Isn't that right? 100,000 to 7, so about 5 to 1 in transactions. And Bitcoin really, this is actually pre-SegWit. This is when fees were really, really cheap. There wasn't a lot of advantage to using Litecoin over Bitcoin. You can see 25 to 1 in transaction count. Bitcoin continued to grow. I mean, gosh, at one point, look at this, 6,000 to 190. Whew, that's 30 something to 1. It keeps growing. And Litecoin just kind of stayed stagnant. And this was pre-Coinbase. Okay, so Coinbase, you're going to see this activity bump. So pre-Coinbase, this is probably one of the lowest points in Litecoin as far as ratio to Bitcoin. 287 to 220. So almost 100, over 100 to 1 in transaction counts. And what we started to see, this is interesting because this is after SegWit is launched. Bitcoin, that's a weird dip right there. Oh, that might have been, that was as SegWit was coming on. So, hey, Chief, I see you. I'll have you in a minute. And when Bitcoin has gotten to the point of excess capacity here, that's when Litecoin is kind of taken over that load, right? And as you'll see, like there's kind of a cap. There's essentially a maximum amount of transactions that can happen on Bitcoin. We've already seen Bitcoin completely capped out. But yeah, over time, here we go. We settled into 20-some thousand. It was 10 to 1. And here's Litecoin continuing to grow over time. And I would say this is we're in a bear market, right? 3 to 1. And then check this out at the end. This is all ordinals here. So let me zoom in real quick. Now let me do this. It might look better. So this little peak we're starting to see in Bitcoin is coming because of ordinals. So I'm interested to see what happens on Litecoin. This is, again, we had one little peak. I don't know if this is every day we're looking at this. Yeah, so we're just starting. Next week will probably be a good indicator of where we're at. So, all right. I got Chief Litecoin coming in. What's up, man? Hang on a second. You know I'm bad at this. What's going on, dude? How you been?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I
Good
feel like you're
morning.
just like my best friend anymore. What's going on?
We're good. We're good. Nah, we're just having some fun. Just finished the workout, so it's okay.
Yeah, you're a motivated dude, huh?
I have to be in this space, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not.
Nah, I think you're motivated. You're doing more than a lot of other people, so
Dude,
that's
I was,
that's
I
that's the
was,
motivation.
I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock last night. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to get up and get going. But once I get up,
Hmm.
I'll
It
do all
makes
right.
it makes it easier, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What time do you get up to go work out?
So today I got up around. I was supposed to get up around 4:45, but I get lazy and it was 5:15, and then it's raining outside, so all I did is a home workout. So I didn't go run or anything. It was just an easy home workout.
It was like
So yeah,
push-ups and stuff.
push-ups, free weights, some burpees, some stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good,
just
man.
quick 40 minutes.
Man, I'm the worst. I literally just don't like working out. I shouldn't say it. When I do it, I don't mind it. It's just like I have this mental block of like, oh man, it's just
Yeah,
not my
no.
thing, you know?
I started like around last May, so I've been going consistent for like at least what 10 months now. Yeah,
Nice. Just
I,
getting up
I
you get up every day?
well, I go to work. I'm supposed to be at work at 5 in the morning, so I'm used to waking up at 3:45 because I work like around 45 miles away from home.
Oh,
So I'm
Jesus.
used to waking up. Yeah, I'm used to waking up early. So on Saturdays and Sunday, my body just automatically wakes up, and it's just
Right.
me trying to get up to do the workout. Yeah. So I only work out like 4 to 5 days a week. I give myself 2 days or 3 days of rest.
So are you mostly lifting or cardio or everything?
So yeah, I'm mostly lifting. I already lost some weight. I lost around 40 pounds like 2 years ago, and then I had a broken collarbone for a long time. So then I got that fixed, and then now maybe I got the okay from the doctor to do some push-ups, lift some weights. So I'm really
Right.
doing my stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, you can you seem to be chipper. I'd be like going back to bed, you know.
No, no, I'm up. I'm up. Yeah, the cardio already kicked in, so I'm up.
Yeah, I know. And I know, and that it is funny. It's like I think it's you have to train yourself to like it. Yeah, I've been having this issue with my daughter, like not wanting to go to school. Like this has been a battle in my home for the last since Christmas break, basically.
Okay.
And you know, we try to tell her like you got to go, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
John just said it. Positive feedback, like because she has like an anxiety about it, and the more you kind of avoid it, the more you're gonna avoid it, right?
Yeah, the more you know what I'm
The
doing.
bigger it becomes,
Yeah.
and the only way to address it is actually do it. And so yeah, I get these like short runs, but you're right. You got to just probably pick a time. Say I'm gonna do X amount, because even if it's like I've always felt like a push up is a pretty good workout.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it
it
works out of it's a
is.
pretty full body workout, and it's
Yeah.
cardio if you're doing them right. And
That's
like,
what you do the
and I
burpees.
enjoy doing push-ups. Like I think that's something I feel like I'm pretty good at. So I don't, like sit-ups. I suck at sit-ups, but
Yeah, no, I'm not.
probably because I'm slouching and stuff all the time. But that would be the type of thing that I could just say, okay, every day I'm going to do this number at this time because doesn't take a lot of time. I don't got to go anywhere to do them. I don't need any special equipment. I have no excuse to not just
Yeah, it's a
knock them out,
self-motivated
right?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably my thing. I'll be like, about Herschel Walker. You know his whole routine.
I know who he is. I don't know his routine, but I know who he is.
Oh, he claims he only ever did push-ups and sit-ups. That was his entire like he's
No
ripped, right?
weights, no
No
nothing.
weights at all. He would do like some insane amount. It's worth looking up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too now.
Well, or hey, I need some oh, by the way, the poker video got put up.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
And
I heard it got like taken down or something. I knew it was gonna take it
well, here
down
was the copyright claim. And I almost
once you
want to look
put
up
Tupac on. I knew it was gonna get out.
no, but that wasn't even it. So this
What?
is a copyright owner using content ID has claimed some material in your video. It's been blocked in some countries. That means it's up, but in some country may not be able to watch it. The copyrighted content, I don't even know what it is. It's called Lyrical Gangbang, well,
Was it
maybe
the
that was a Tupac song. It was a greatest hits, but that doesn't
maybe
sound familiar to me.
it was maybe the rock band? Did you put a rock band that day?
Yeah, I played that guy's music from last week, I thought. No, oh yeah, Primus on there, but no, I mean that's not claimed by UMG, which I think is United, which I think that's a record company, but it's blocked in Belarus and Russia. So it's
They don't like Litecoin in Russia.
well, I think the problem is I think the only thing I don't want to do is even if it's a small one, if you have them every single week, I feel like that's going to start to be an issue.
Yeah.
But here, let me pull this dude's. All right.
I see John's comment that working out stone is a trade secret. I work out stone too.
Really?
Yeah, I work out. I work out stone. Well, because I have a broken collarbone, so after the
Don't make
work.
excuses.
No. After the workout, I get like a little. My collarbone gets a little heavy, and it gets like a little painful. So once you do the stone part, it numbs it.
Interesting. That's never been a big part of my life. All right. Yeah, 30. Look at this. See, I'm gonna hit the. I hate when you hit articles because they always pull out the part you want to read, and then you go dive in and you can't find what they were talking about.
35
Yeah,
3,500 push-ups.
Yeah. He's cut it down to 1,500. I mean, just for time, that would be time consuming. You got to imagine. I almost want to watch him do it.
Yeah, for someone like him, it's not as much as time consuming anymore. Maybe in the beginning of his life when he started doing it, but I don't think it's any more time consuming. Probably 2 hours tops for him.
How long do you think it would take you to do
A lot.
100 push-ups, even if you're knocking them out? I mean, that's. Oh my God.
Let's get Shannon here. He's been doing Litecoin push-ups every day, so he's probably doing faster than I have.
I don't know. Videos or it's not real. I don't.
I know, right? So, but he's saying he's doing 80, 90 a day, and then
No,
he cuts
I
them down.
believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if I can do my age, I'm 43. So if I can knock out my age, I'm happy with myself. So.
You're still a young buck.
Yeah. All right. So hey, well, here you can be here for the times I do charts. Is the only times I ever do charts, and I'm sticking to my chart. This is the thing I've decided is important to me. What's funny to me about people who do charts is like they're like, I don't like the 1 day. Let's change to the 4 hour, and I don't like the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 week or the 1 month. So I'm sticking to the 3 day, and this is going to be my thing. All right. I'm just going to review it every week, see how accurate we are. So I've been saying we could get all the way down to 74. This is that's the
support
50-day moving average. Dang. So we still have yet to turn the corner on the 100-day or the 200-day on US dollar price. So this is still dropping overall. You can see that line. If you guys can see, wait, let me do this a different way. Nope, not what I want. Hang on. I really am bad at charts. It's kind of a joke, really, is where we're going with this. But yeah, you can see like that red line is still on the descent, as is the yellow line. So, it's going to take some time, but the 50 days up, the Bollinger Band's pointing forward. And this is something do you look at charts at all, Chief?
I look at it, but I only look at CoinGecko. So they're probably not that analytical like yours.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. This is the thing I'm looking at is the RSI. I pointed out last week. Like whenever we've gotten above this 70 mark here, it tends to be kind of bad news. So it's actually good that even though the price is down, it's settled a little bit, but this number is dropping, which gives you room to go back up. If you were way up here, you're kind of overheated. So you can see any time you've had this peak out, usually you're in for a downtrend. So the fact we're kind of flat after we've peaked out is good. Gives us room to go again. Peak out.
To accumulate. To accumulate.
What's that? Accumulating? Yeah, that's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at this one. Came out of it. You can see the crash after that. But see, then this one didn't necessarily mean it kind of stayed flat, and that gave you room to go up again. So I don't know. Me, I don't like to talk about price too much, but it's a reality. So let me find the other one. Hold on. This is the one I more care about for whatever reason.
I care about it too. I care about that one too. That one's
we're about to have a
yeah, it looks nice.
I feel like we're about to break out of this, but yeah, this one I've been especially if I contract it a little bit, it starts to look like what they call a bull flag, right? And this one has turned the corner on the 100-day, is dramatically increasing. The 200-day is about to change. If we just have to basically stay above that, and you'll start to see the 200-day. And I said it last week, this 100-day is going to cross the 200-day. Let me do this again. This is my very rudimentary analysis, but so far I've been right. So that's just to throw it in the face of all the chartists.
Good job. Do it. Throw it in
so this is going to be like right here, right? That's what I said. I said last week, I think this second, third week of March, this is going to cross. So hopefully we just kind of chill right here. And then when that crosses, lives are going to change. Lives are going to change. I don't know. I think they usually say like what here from here to here. We went up. We basically doubled. So that
Yeah,
would be
that's
the
it.
same. It'd be the same move, right? Which would be up here if we double where we are. I don't know. We're kind of stuck on 0.004 right now in ratio, or just under it. So might even be today. Might be while we're talking. All right, there's my analysis. Things look good.
Good
Well,
job.
and more than anything, like I think the best things to look at are like these transaction count charts. In longer term, you back out and you see like there is growth happening consistently, and to think that price wise, or
Is
I
that
guess
Ornos right
transact,
there?
huh?
Is that Ornos?
No,
What
this
is
is
it?
overall transactions. This is
Oh,
last. This is all time, right? So you can see Bitcoin growth,
oh,
but
okay.
Bitcoin caps out. Like I think this is something that people don't talk about enough. We've already seen Bitcoin at its absolute full capacity. You know, in 2017 and 2021.
When it was taking
Uh,
3 days to get a fucking transaction
yeah.
through. Yeah.
So Bitcoin's never going to be higher than this on chain. I get Lightning, I get that argument, but you're never going to see really over 400,000 in any way consistently because it's just not possible. So I said it. I forget where we were talking. Might have been in Spaces last week. I mean, Litecoin's going to surpass Bitcoin in on-chain transactions. It's not possible that it doesn't. How about that? That's my prediction. I am 100% certain as these things get used,
And then on your
eventually,
on your on your Twitter.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be the fact of the matter is that, yes, now people will use Lightning Network, and that may be this other statistic that we can't really see. But on chain, Litecoin is going to surpass Bitcoin. And I think Dogecoin will surpass Bitcoin at some point in time. It might take another 4 or 5 years, but it's just not, it's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good equation for it. It's like, I don't know. If there's unlimited demand, whoever's got the most of it's going to sell more. Now, whether people find that valuable, I don't know. That's the thing that's been interesting to me about this space in general is that transactions don't correlate to price. We think they do, but we don't really have enough evidence to say for sure. Because you would say, I mean, Litecoin's got 10 times the transactions it had uh, in 2019, right? We're at 20, well, maybe not 10, 4 times. Oh, this is going back to pre. Yeah, so pre. I mean, here we are in 2017. The price was 50, $60. We're doing 20 a day, and here we are at 100 a day. It's not a direct correlation. You can see this number down here was super low. This was pre Coinbase. So we're still so speculative as far as the way people look at these assets. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that that's a definite driver of price.
Yeah, I
If
don't
anything,
think
transactions might lower price
because you said it correct.
because people are, if I'm maybe consistently, like just yesterday, I used my Litecoin card for a lot of different things. That's technically selling. Those are
Yeah.
transactions, but I'm technically selling. So, yeah, I think that's overall. I think what that does is it's going to, as this bottom increases, I think you start to see this bottom continue to increase. And that's where the relationship or the US dollar price, that is ugly as sometimes these things look to us, or we have bad feelings in the short term. When you kind of zoom out, this number, yeah, if you ignore these peaks, right? This is the key, that this number's higher. This is higher than this. This is higher than this, right? And then this is higher than this. And then maybe in 2025, this is the next bottom here. It's not sexy to be like, oh, we're going to double in 2 years, 3 years. But that's the number that matters, is that means we're seeing adoption. People are seeing real value in this asset. It's not just wildly up and down all the time. So that's why I've always rather would just see this thing
Steady
grow.
go up.
I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know,
me
$200.
too.
But I mean, you're going to see these peaks. It's just going to be, hopefully, maybe it's going to be out here. You're going to see, you know, $800 Litecoin will be the bottom in 2027 or something, right? I don't know.
You're
That maybe
you're
starts to feel
you're
realistic.
you're giving me hope. Yeah, you're giving me hope.
I'm not here to give you hope, man. Well,
your
in these
your chart numbers are doing that.
no, I mean, I'm someone that says, uh, take it easy, take it easy. Don't get too excited about this stuff. All right, what else did I have to talk about? Oh, so I wanted to talk about what are your overall thoughts? I mean, I know you've been a proponent of ordinals. Like you think they're a good thing. You were even arguing with somebody yesterday about
So
them.
I think it's a good thing, because it brings other people in. People like, for some reason, putting images on the blockchain, and you can't stop them, and they're gonna enjoy doing that. So why not bring them to Litecoin, and then they'll easily start buying Litecoin, right? The more people we have looking at Litecoin, the better. I do understand that it may clog up the blockchain and make things a little more expensive, but a lot of the feedback I would get, like 2018, 2019, 2020, was that Litecoin was dead. Nobody's looking at Litecoin. What is Litecoin doing? There's no developers, etc., etc. So then when NFTs started, going crazy, I was like, maybe Litecoin, if Litecoin has some type of NFTs, people will come in and hype it up and stuff like that. And then when I saw someone was trying to do ordinals, I was like, you know what? Let me shut up and put some of my Litecoin in it. It wasn't a lot, but I put some of it, and it worked out. As you can see in your spaces, we had more people. Developers were coming in, people from Digibyte, people from Ethereum. So I thought it was a positive, but there's some people out there that don't think it's positive. And then I was discussing it with Twitter on. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. So this dude was saying that we should put bounties on some dude. I can't remember. I don't know if it's Rob or Solis. I can't find the tweets. And they were saying that we
It's
shouldn't.
Rob, yeah. Rob's been
Yeah.
around a while,
No,
I
no. Go
like
ahead.
these
Go ahead.
two. It's I think there's I'd say, I don't know, him and Solace. There's a few guys that I would say are like, uh, they're definitely Litecoiners, but they vent from time to time.
Oh yeah, it's Rob. I see it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he.
Rob B,
So
I think.
I don't know. I don't have any issue with him at all. But he just said that he wouldn't he wouldn't waste his Litecoin on MWeb development. And then I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like why would you tell someone how to waste their Litecoin or how to use your Litecoin, but yet you won't do it? So then that's when I was like, hey, I don't agree with you. Bounties
Yeah.
work, and stuff like that. And then this Solace guy, uh, he to me, when I looked up his profile, because like once I responded the first time I looked up his profile, it says on his profile, don't take anything he says serious. So then I
Yeah.
was like, oh, he's a troll. So automatically in my head, he's someone that's trolling me, and then he started making fun of me because I was a Cowboys fan. So then I was like, oh, this dude is definitely a troll.
I didn't
So
know
I
all
didn't.
that. I didn't know all
Yeah,
that.
he's that. So in my head, I'm thinking this guy's a troll. This guy's a troll. So I'm just fighting back with memes. I'm trolling him back, etc., etc. And then it looks like they both got upset because they're both Eagles fans. And then for some reason they were teaming up on me, and I was just trolling. And then it got real
Oh, I
serious.
didn't realize I didn't know it went that deep. I thought it was just some
No, they were trolling
basic.
me. No, they were trolling me something about that they were making fun of me, that it's something, and then I'm a Cowboys fan. And then he tweeted at me with Mexican Charlie, like, hey, he said, Mexican Charlie, is this your people? I don't. What does that have to do with anything? What does Mexican Charlie have to do with me? Like, so then, that I was like, okay, these people really are trolling
Well,
me.
I don't know if you know this. I mean, you do appear to be a Mexican.
No, yeah, of course. No, but that doesn't have to do with like.
That's pretty odd to say
I
that.
first of
Like,
all, I
yeah,
am
they
Mexican.
must know each other.
Yeah, I know that's a little bad, but yes, I am Mexican. But of course, but then so I thought they were just trolling. So then I just went back and forth with it, having fun with it. But they got serious. I guess they got
Yeah,
upset. Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, I don't
I
mean
think they're
any.
cool.
Yeah, I don't mean anything bad at
I
all.
think it's all good. No, I was talking about, well, because that was something that happened this week, and I think it's funny that So when they announced the Litecoin ordinals in that, was it CoinDesk? I think it was. Is that who did the article? It was on
CoinDesk.
Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yahoo and
Yeah.
CoinDesk did this interview.
I have it here. I have the Will guy, right?
Yeah, Will Foxley.
Yeah.
Well, so Wendy O, who I was on Wendy O's show briefly, she went to the Litecoin Summit, and you know, again, this is a little bit of the, I'm going to sidebar. There's a little bit of where the whole, I feel like Litecoin gets forgotten, even by people who've been around a long time. I think they kind of look at it and go, oh, whatever. No, nothing's really ever going on, because they're moving on to NFTs. I mean, there's people that, if you have a channel on YouTube, you got to be staying current. You know what I'm saying? So guys like BitBoy and Wendy O, they kind of, Litecoin's thing of the past. Like we've gone down that road, and they just are diving into what's new and how can I keep my audience entertained. And so, but I think Wendy O is very polite. She was cool when she came to the summit, had me on, and so yeah, they had like this 4-person panel to talk about this, and this Will Foxley guy's like, what I mean, he I think more than anything, just like whatever, Litecoin, whatever, right? That's kind of his attitude. Like, who cares? That just copied Bitcoin, and again, as if there's an it. I think that's the interesting part about that, is he's like, well, they just take everything that Bitcoin does, and who cares? It's a copycat. When it's like, there is no Litecoin. This is a developer that saw that he could copy the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And rather than saying, hey, this is kind of cool how these two chains can be interoperable, and that you can do something on Litecoin and it can happen on Bitcoin, and vice versa. That's kind of the neat thing to me. And that it only took 2 weeks. Like, I think that's the other part of this that's really kind of,
damn, I thought it
wild.
was less. I thought it was like 8-7 days.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, ordinals on Bitcoin was technically like the very end of January. So it's been almost 4 weeks. I would say it's been 4 weeks tomorrow, because I remember I was driving back from Michigan, and I was like, my phone was, I was looking on Twitter about it, and that's where everything was popping up. So that was like, yeah. So in 4 weeks, and Litecoin 3 weeks later had it. I think that's a speed run. We're seeing in real time what's possible. And so if someone comes up with like these wallets, I think MetaMask is looking to adopt Bitcoin ordinals, or may have already.
I saw that, and I thought that was good. I hope they do Litecoin too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it tells me that if once that's done, it becomes much easier to do the same thing with Litecoin.
And that's what's the good thing. That's what I don't understand, why people don't see that. Like, MetaMask wasn't paying attention to Litecoin. Maybe now they will pay attention to Litecoin with ordinals, because Bitcoin has it. That's
exactly. I mean, thing, and imagine if not only ordinals, it just goes, well, we're already adding ordinals, so we can easily be a Litecoin. Well, now actually, I don't know much about MetaMask. Isn't MetaMask mostly ETH based, or is it just a multi-asset wallet, period?
No, from what I remember using it on the NFT craze, it was just ETH.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
So you can't hold like Solana and MetaMask.
I don't think so. And I don't even.
How are they doing this ordinals thing?
I don't even. I need to re-download the. I only had it for like a year, and then I took it off once I did the NFT thing. Do you have any?
There you go. It says it can already be. Nope. Dude, I bought ETH. I feel like
No, but you have any NFTs?
Oh, no, I never have. Hang on a second. Well, it says it. Let's see here. So you can now store your ordinals on a ledger. Oh, so it's kind of sounds like a workaround.
Okay, yeah, no, then it's not by them.
But maybe not yet, right? But it does feel like it's a matter of time. Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I'm kind of out of that world. Put it this way, I've probably, to my own detriment, I just haven't really gotten into the Ethereum world at all. I bought Ethereum when it was.
And you pay like $60 for a transfer?
No, this is like 5 years ago. Like literally when Coinbase started, or in 2017, I bought some like $50 and went to $90. I was like, I made a little money. I'm good. because I just didn't see
Um,
it.
so a lot of people don't understand that when you double your money in like a month or maybe 3 months, it's a lot of money. Like
It is.
it doesn't happen often. So cash out, and they're like, no, it's gonna go more to the moon. I'm like, no, get some out, and they don't
Well,
listen, and then they get wrecked.
now we haven't had this opportunity yet because I started doing this and Litecoin was like $200 and it's been going down. This is what I do want to focus on because this is probably more important to me than anything. Is like I said, when you look at these peaks, right? These times when things get way overheated on the RSI, in general, if you sell there, you're probably going to be okay. Now, there's times when you would have missed a big gain, right? But if your whole rule was like I'm here just purely to make money, US dollars, which that's not my thing, you know. I mean, I want to make money, don't get me wrong, but I try to talk about the other stuff. But yeah, if you sold at 180 and then it dipped, you would have had an opportunity to buy at 122. And here at the peak of this RSI, we were at like 230, and then it pretty quickly dropped all the way to 160. And then the
Dude,
next time it got above that line was at 380. I mean, you'd have been a genius if every time all you did was sell. You just looked at this one thing. And the same thing goes for the bottoms. When you get outside of this 30 to 70 range, this is the famous, in my opinion, famous Charlie call. You know, how long you been buying? How long you been
2017,
around?
2017.
Yeah, so you remember when he tweeted like, "Hey, it was like $380 or something,
When he
330," and
stole.
he was like, "Hey, just I almost want to look it up." He said, "Just be aware, like don't go crazy here. Be aware this thing could drop to $20." And everyone was like, "What? How could we go from $330 to $20?" And sure enough, here we are at the bottom of this RSI a year later, almost a year after he tweeted it, and it's at $22, something like that. I think was the bottom.
I think it's December 2017. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, you could probably just look up $20. Let's see what the bottom was. 22 $22. So yeah, that's and so if you'd buy when it was down and you sell when it hits this peak. I mean, this peak wasn't the peak. But yeah, you'd have 4x your money and then wait for the
Do
next
you
time you see
DCA
that it
into your
goes up.
portfolio?
No, I went too aggressive, man.
Oh, okay. No, me too.
I
In
front loaded
2017, I
my
went aggressive.
DCA.
In 2017, I did the same thing. That's where I was like, okay, this is not the way to do it. Well, for me, because I mean, I don't have that much money like to just put on Litecoin and Bitcoin without be able to live a good life.
Yeah. No, mine was I probably overextended myself for sure, but you know, I'm good. I can, you know, again, I can live my life, but yeah, and I think that's something I want to be honest about when the time comes. I do think we're going to see. I'm interested to see what this halving does. I'm hopeful that this will be when we see, which if you look back historically at halvings, everything
Yeah,
peaks
it
about
goes
2 months before the actual halving.
Mhm.
Which, if our halving is in August, you'd be looking in June or July. Are we going to have something like this? I don't know. Last halving was, I think the last halving was in August of 19. So you saw just this, you know, it was a nice climb. It wasn't huge, but we went from $25 to 130. So it went up 5x.
And we
So I
were
don't
at
know if that
40 in the
means
beginning of the year, so 5x would be 200.
50-ish. So maybe it's 250. I don't know. We'll
Well,
see.
I sold some precious metals when Litecoin would hit 40, and I bought Litecoin. So my I have a I think I started buying at 44. I think I got it at 44.
But yeah, I mean, there's a number in my head that I feel like it's probably up here, 600-800. That is where I start saying, you know what, I had a good return on the investment I made, and I got to take some back because you know you got real world bills to pay,
Yeah.
and so I think that's something we should be
Well,
honest about, right?
let me be honest about my how I do it. I DCA, and
Yep.
whenever I need something like in life, I take out once like it doubles, triples, and then buy that. I don't I because in 2017 I remember saying I'm a hold, and just never capitalize on the opportunity. So now, since I started DCAing since the late 2017, anytime it takes a jump, like a good jump, I take out and buy stuff that we need at home, some necessities, anything. Like, it's not.
But you keep DCing in at the
Yeah, of
same
course.
time.
Yeah, I DCA every week. I never stop. I always use the money and then buy it. I don't. I may use more in this, but I still buy the same amount. I buy a certain percentage from my check every week. So, but I put the money back and I use it.
Do you do that manually, or do you use something like Get Hedge or something?
No. I used to use Get Hedge, but now I do it manually.
Why? Because
KYC.
I want to have these guys come in. Oh,
They're
so you're
good
just, what,
though.
you just like going to an ATM or something?
Yeah, correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
So the thing is that these videos that I try to make where I spend Litecoin, I do spend Litecoin. I don't want to get in trouble spending the Litecoin like that. So I try to get the non KYC, and it's more expensive. And I know it's
Yeah.
expensive, and I know I'm losing money when I'm making these videos, but it's not. That's not the purpose right now. I'm not. I don't care about the price. I just care about it is you're able to use it. People can see you're able to spend it somehow. That it's just not some type of air money. You can just use it. So I know I'm losing money. I get it, guys. If you guys want to make fun of me on that, go ahead. But I'm using it to try to get adoption.
Yeah,
So I
for
try
sure.
to So I try to get the non KYC, but I do get hedge. I do have hedge. I do use it.
I
And I
haven't
keep
done it
that at a
yet because
different.
I haven't. I honestly, I would like to do it, but I don't have the excess cash every month right now. Like I said, I pre DCA'd essentially, so I'm paying back
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
DCA'd.
Don't do it then. Just wait a little bit.
Yeah, well, I want to have those guys in because I'd like to look through their platform. I mean, this is what I'd like to use this live stream for, and I know that I've only got 4 people watching, and maybe I get 100, 200 viewers every week. I'm hoping it'll grow, but I want to go through platforms and like actually use them. I think I don't like when I watch an interview and people talk about, oh, we're working on X, Y, and Z. It's like, show me the website. Like, it's one of the cool things about all this technology. And
It's really easy. It's smooth. It's easy. It's simple. Let me see if I can log in so I can try to give you a visual. Give me 1 second.
well, like the Thor chain guys, I'm trying to get Thor chain in, and then like there's a Digibyte guy, and I'm like, hey, can you just come in and let's walk me through creating their Digibyte, the Digi ID or whatever.
Oh yeah, I heard you on the spaces.
Show me the NFT stuff, and they're like, well, it's not that complicated. Just go do it. And I'm like, that's the point, man. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to show me what the heck this thing
Yeah.
does. Oops, sorry, my phone's ringing. And I don't know. That's a part of crypto that I guess I'm surprised, and I'm not, and maybe I'm overblowing what I think our audience is, but I mean, this has
So it's
been
just
kind of a congregating area for Litecoiners. Like, this is the place if people want to talk, like actually person to person talk and not just type. The space has been kind of the only place to do that, right? So here's a marketplace. You have access to a bunch of Litecoiners. Why wouldn't you want to come on and talk about your product? I don't know what it is about it. Just makes me nuts.
Yeah,
Actually, there's a guy I was trying to invite. Yeah, like this Caker Labs people. I don't understand why they don't. I mean, they're busy. A lot of times they're busy, and again, it's small. I'm fairly small, but it's good practice too. Like, if you've never done interviews, like, hey, come on here and we'll do a really casual interview. But all right, what are you looking up? Are you looking up something exciting?
No, I looked up Caker Labs. I can't even find them.
Oh, they're like, yeah, it's KAKR. I don't know. They're not doing anything yet. They're just building.
Oh, okay.
And they were at the summit.
Oh, they were
So,
actually.
well, here, this is what I want to give the other side of this. So David Burkett, which, as we all know, is the person who designed MWeb on Litecoin, he didn't like ordinals. So I thought this was very interesting. He says, starting to see some 3 to 4 megabyte blocks now. Litecoin's main use case, payments are about to get more expensive and confirmation times could increase. Damn you chain spammers. That's like it's a really bad knockoff of the chain smokers, the group, the chain spammers. That should be what your Indigo, if you watch this, that's what you should call the Discord. the chain spammers.
That would be great. That would be great. I hope he's watching.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. It makes it difficult to sync a node. It bloats the chain. And it's honestly painful to see everyone cheering it on. So this is where, David Burkett, I would say, is I'm very glad we have David as the
I
guy
am
who
too.
came in to do MWeb. Like what I like about him is I think he's a straight
Upfront.
shooter. He's gonna
Yeah,
tell you what he
upfront. Yeah.
thinks. I think he's also very committed to like creating a private peer-to-peer digital cash, right? That's his motivation. He understands it's a subversive technology, right? He's not here just to pump the
The bags.
price up or something like that. He's here to say, look, I want to build something that's going to last and is going to have real value to people that need it in like times of in tough times, which I have some articles up from places that are having some tough times right now. And so yeah, he's saying, you're going to have to compete against spam. And what he means, here, I got this coming up. Now, luckily, we're still good, right? These are, by the way, if you're not using TX Street, it's a great place to look, to visualize. You can see Bitcoin right now. If you want to get a cheap transaction in, you're going to wait in line. So in order to move to the front of the line, you're going to have to pay. Right now, people are paying anywhere, if you're going to want to get on there, you're going to pay 14 to 15 sats per byte, which, to give you a translation, let's see if this works. Here, 8 sats per byte, you're paying about a quarter. So yeah, to get into the next block, you're going to pay 40 to 50 cents on Bitcoin. And I think that's what he's saying. He's like, we don't want this to turn into the same thing. And so far, so good. One big benefit is they've got one block every 10 minutes. We got one every 2.5 minutes. So it's going to take a lot more transactions on Litecoin to get to that level, but we're still really cheap. I think this is something to keep track of. I feel like ordinals are going to slowly fade away, but I could be wrong. I mean, to me, this is exciting to see, man.
Yeah, I see it. I see it often. I see the TX Street often.
But look at this is good. This to me is what the whole point is. If people aren't using it, oh man, look at that one. Somebody's loading up some info. Jeez, what happened here? Is somebody doing this while I'm on here just for fun?
I know, it just started getting.
What the heck?
Yeah, it just started.
There you go. That would be great because I always use this comparison. Like if there were two restaurants, right, across the street from each other, and I went, okay, this one, you may think, oh, I got a bigger line on Bitcoin. No, Ethereum has had this going on for over a year. Yeah. I think they had like 120,000 transactions backlogged, which makes it expensive. It makes it slow. You can see all these different layered twos, I guess, feeding into it. That tells me there's a lot of demand to be on this chain, which means people see value in using it. Now, it may not be value you and I understand, but for whatever reason,
I don't know how they could afford it.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's expensive, man. I messed with Ethereum for like a year, and all I was mad about the fees. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I don't know if I guess they're offering services that essentially don't exist anywhere else. That's the only thing I can think that people would pay some premium amount of money to access a tool that they literally have no other way of accessing. But there's no need behind it. That's the weird part. This is just like
and I can't even think of the tool. Like, what type of tool?
I don't know. It depends. If you're building a house, how much would you pay for a hammer? Or a nail gun, right? You might be like, oh, dude, a hammer's $8, but a nail gun's $400. And the nails are more expensive,
and you get more muscle with the hammer.
yeah. But your healthy time and energy, and so I think that's what's interesting to me. And maybe I haven't cracked the code yet on Ethereum. I think it's probably, I've always felt like it's just a lot of money laundering and tokenomics and bullshit. But when you look at it, but it's good to see. I mean, I think it's good that we've got, if we can get to the point where we've got, we're seeing those waves of transactions come in, that just tells me people are seeing whatever, for whatever reason, whether you or I know what it is or agree with it, they're seeing a useful case for the blockchain. I really equate block space. I look at these as the same. They're the same thing. Getting on either bus. These are, notice one thing. They're both headed in the same direction, right?
Correct.
But essentially you're looking for, I want a ticket to a bus and I need to move my money from one place to another. And you can either get on this bus or this bus. And so hopefully over time they're both full and they kind of balance out. And that's why I think hopefully we're going to see
Now, a question:
this number surpass it.
Do you think all the people on the low fee line even realize there's Litecoin?
Well, I mean, most of these people are ordinals, to be honest with you. I don't know. I find that interesting because this is something I would like to maybe have a different take on things than some Litecoiners. Everyone's like, well, when the blocks fill up, we have the Lightning Network. I would rather people say, when the blocks fill up, I use Dogecoin, or I use Digibyte, or I use Monero. Like, right? I think it's better to keep things in the native currencies and on chain than it is to mess around with these layer twos. Because I think I'd like Bitcoin to have that mentality. They should go, why would I not just use Litecoin? It's so much, it's like such a simpler process. And
I agree with you.
There's less centralization, there's less exposure, and it's kind of a way of saying like, this matters to me. Like, it matters to me that I'm using these blockchains. Maybe the miners should have fees, and we should support a variety of different chains. And so if the one of my choice, if Litecoin becomes bloated with pictures for a while and I'm using it, I'm going to go spend money and it's going to cost me $12 to send, like, I mean, I can't imagine it's going to happen anytime soon. Okay. And then Dogecoin sitting there at a penny. Well, I'll just swap into a little Dogecoin and spend Dogecoin instead. You know?
And I think a lot of people, I think it's their ego that they don't want to change. For example, I didn't like Doge in the beginning. I didn't like Doge. I thought it was a scam coin, etc. But then it started merge mining, and then it started getting the attention of Elon. Then it started getting the attention of all the people in the world. So then it's like, hey, let's change my mindset and actually see if it's good. And I changed it to like, okay, I can accumulate some because it might have a benefit in the future. People don't want to say that. People don't want to say they were wrong. Their ego stands in the way and stuff like that. So that's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's hard. I definitely, I tell this story a lot because I think it was November of 2020. I was like, I'm going to switch into some alts because I watched the alts last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my stubbornness is that I was like, I'm proof of work. That's my thing. So I went and bought all these old proof of work chains. Like, you know, I'm talking like $50, $100, not a lot of each of them. And
enough to
then there was Dogecoin, and I was like, nah, Doge is just a joke.
Yeah,
literally, it was like the one I ignored
of
all these stupid. I mean, if I told you the coins, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you what I bought. And you know, 3 months later, I'm like, oh my god, if I'd have just put 2 Litecoin into that, I'd have 200 Litecoin or whatever. So, and that was a lot of just taking people's word for it, right? Like, oh, Doge is just a joke. It's not a real. But now it's funny because I've done a total 180. I mean, I think last November, December, we were talking about we should have a Doge Litecoin conference or summit because I started to see like anything benefits Doge benefits Litecoin.
Yeah.
And if they're secured by the same thing, then, you know, that makes Doge as reliable as Litecoin in terms of everything except for the supply thing, right? You know, it's still
infinite.
Yeah, it transfers. I have no reason. It's immutable, decentralized, peer-to-peer digital cash, and it's very foundational metrics, or whatever you want to call it. The only difference is that you create 10,000 of them every minute instead of, and that goes on forever. right?
No, yeah, it keeps on going. It doesn't stop.
So I don't know, and that's so long term should be beneficial to Litecoin. So I like to look at these as two sides of the same coin, so to speak, and that if one side fills up, just like with Bitcoin to Litecoin, if one side fills up to a degree that it becomes unusable or becomes very expensive or difficult to use, for me to go use Dogecoin is that's almost like what the market's telling me to do. That's what the fee market is telling you to do. Go use. There's still a benefit to Litecoin in using Dogecoin. Those fees go to miners.
To miners, yeah.
So that's a good it's a good place to go spend your money. And the fee on a Lightning network doesn't go to a miner.
Correct.
So I would rather use Dogecoin. So, and I don't even, again, the only Dogecoin I have is like somebody tipped me like 6.9 Dogecoin or something.
I have like $250 or something like that.
Do you? Yeah, I should probably get some more.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else do I got. Oh, these are the blocks, but this is just I pull this up. Let me refresh this.
Question: Do you see how we call Litecoin the silver to Bitcoin, right? Can we call it the white gold?
The white gold. Ooh.
Yeah, it sounds better in my head, but I don't know. Instead of saying the silver to Bitcoin is the white gold to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is gold. Litecoin is white gold. So I mean, it probably gives a better representation, I believe.
White gold.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's something. I feel like there should be something with the light, right? LIGHT.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Come to the light, something like that. So yeah, I just want to show this because this is transactions per block. You know, nothing's getting excessive. This is higher than it has been, so that's good. This is probably the size is what people. Oh wait, these are big. Hold on, why does that not look right though? Oh, I have it sorted that way. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So this is as big of the blocks has been. You can only get to 4 megabytes, and so there have been some very large blocks due to these ordinals. Even if the transaction count isn't high, there are large transactions. So if I go, wow, that's in the past. Look at that in 2019, 7,000. Let me just look at the most recent though. So these are these filling up, I guess is the question. Yeah, these aren't super large transactions. So if this was 3,000, 4,000, or 3,000 plus kilobytes, that would be completely maxed out blocks. So these are all very normal size blocks as far as transaction sizes. So it doesn't appear that there's some massive bloat coming to Litecoin yet. And fees have not gone up. So we'll see. I'm hoping that kind of does. I would like to see it get used more, you know?
John says Litecoin Platinum.
Yeah, I like that.
That sounds better too.
Palladium.
But it sounds like Bitcoin Platinum.
Oh yeah, that's one of those. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to dodge the amount of Bitcoin forks, then you're gonna you're gonna have to avoid every word in the English.
Yeah, you're gonna have it.
Was like Bitcoin Unlimited, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin. Is there a Bitcoin Platinum?
Yeah, one of the poker players that I know, he will wear a hat, and they will make fun of him because it was like a scam or something.
Oh yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah,
there's a proof of stake one. They're all over the place. All right, so I'm just gonna go through some Litecoin news. I think that's all. That's all I had of like what I'll call my social media stuff.
Do you know how many ordinals we have on Litecoin right now?
Yes. John Easy
commented.
Hang on. It was almost 33,000, I think. Yeah, 32,981. So that's happened in 5 days. They're averaging 6,000 a day. Big deal.
And Bitcoin is at what?
Maybe 180,000, something like that.
Okay.
So as far as the pace, I think we're going to probably Indigo thinks we're going to catch them within the next week or two. And that guy on Ord Swap that came in, I kind of got the sense he was a little bit of shilling his.
Yeah,
he was trying to gas us up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Sad Frog, your first name. Yeah, first name. You're in that Discord quite a bit. Are a lot of people joining? Do you think that we're going to start seeing big collections come on to Litecoin? There's usually a lag in these comments. So, um, oh yeah. So a couple news things. Hang on. By the way, I say it every week, go to look into Litecoin. I think Master created this, Master LTC BTC. It's
Shan.
great website. I think the layout's nice. And it's great for me because I can get in here at like 8:30 on Saturday morning and pull up some articles. It helps me. So thank you, Master, for letting me use your site. Your first name says, what I'm seeing that there's hype driving going on right now. Hype driving. What does that mean? Jesus.
They're pushing, like they're really pushing it.
That's got to be a typo. So big ones right now are CryptoPunks. Out of the 30,000 inscriptions, probably half are a variation of punks. Okay. Well, so this is something interesting that came up. I kind of want to sidebar here. We talked. Were you in the spaces all day Wednesday?
Yes.
The whole time. So we started talking about the fact that like once you inscribe something to a Satoshi, the next time you send it, so you send it to, you know, I mint it or whatever, and then when I send it, and I send it to you, I could inscribe again on the same Satoshi. So you could have like a sequence of inscriptions.
Yeah, because we were talking that the number of the inscription is what's important, correct?
Yeah, the number of the Satoshi. So it's like they're ordering these Satoshis.
Yeah.
So like let's say it's Satoshi number 10 or whatever it is. Now I don't know if it's like by creation date. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just literally like what goes in the next kind of whatever one has been inscribed becomes the next ordinal. And it almost feels like what has become valuable is the number being lower. Like, so ordinal number 69, right? Because it's the internet.
Or 84.
84 or 420. These are going to be like these, no matter what's on there, they'll be valuable just because they're that Satoshi, I think.
Yeah.
And
the hype around the word.
Yeah. And so like you could say, let's say the first ordinal is, okay, it's a picture of whatever. It's the MWeb white paper is on the first ordinal. If that ever goes, you know, that guy, maybe he'll burn it, essentially just leave it there permanently. But if he sold it, you could take that and then you could continue to put stuff on top of that. So almost create like a collection.
Like a picture book.
Yeah. And that there was one of the developers was saying that is possible. You know, that for me is like, that's interesting, you know, but that would worry me too about the bloat part. Because if my initial thought was, well, once you do the first picture, it's done, right? You're not going to keep having bloat after that. Like continuous transactions don't cost more after the initial inscription. But now that might not be the case. If people choose to, make a book, or like we were talking about comic book, or like family albums or something like that, if you wanted to, there's nothing preventing that. So we'll see. Again, if that's what people see as valuable, then maybe we're crazy.
Yeah, I learned that what I want doesn't bring people to Litecoin. Just like I didn't want Dogecoin to be part of Litecoin, but then Charlie Lee made it a reasonable way to be part of Litecoin, to merge mine it. So then I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just see what the community wants and let's support the community to bring attention to Litecoin.
Yeah, that's been my thought.
Yeah.
I think Dogecoiners, I find it interesting. I think they have an interesting community. And there probably are some what I'd call more serious Dogecoiners who are like, they understand the technology. They understand like why Doge has value. And if I were them, I would probably get a little bit exhausted of the silliness of the Doge community eventually. And I'd be like, I'm kind of liking Litecoin. Like I like going into Litecoin spaces as much as, you know, I want to make things entertaining, but I think our spaces are usually fairly serious, I guess. Right.
No, I think they're fun. I enjoy them. They're not that serious, but they're fairly serious.
We talk about real topics, you know, we're not just making, although Bagel must have been getting pretty good at the sound effects, you know what I mean? So So yeah, this is the article again. Yeah, go to looking at Litecoin. I guess we already kind of covered this. It was Crypto Anthony. By the way, Indigo Nakamoto. I wonder if he calls him out. You can see. Oh, look at Chief Litecoin in there.
So that's one of the reasons why I what's that guy's Will on that CoinDex show or Yahoo show or whatever.
Yeah.
My name was on there. Like I was like, this dude posted my tweet and he's gonna go ahead and mock us and make fun of us. I need to say something in the morning. So then I that's why I said good morning to everyone except you, f you, etc.
What do you
So I
mean?
was like,
What tweet did he post?
he posted that tweet on the video. They were
Oh, this
showing
one
that
right
tweet.
here.
Yeah, they were showing that
Oh,
tweet.
I didn't
So,
know that. I didn't
yeah.
know that.
So then I was like, okay, my name is there. We're only 2 Litecoin. I need to stand up and say something, you know?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So then
That
I was like,
sounds like your ego.
yeah, correct. I'm being 100% honest.
Yep.
Because then the next day after it happened, I was like, you know what? I was upset that somebody belittled the community, and then et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it was my ego.
Yeah, I went after him a little bit. Part of me is like, I was like, you know what? Screw this guy. Because to me, I think what bothered me the most about it was like this guy works for a company who has as a mining company. So there's only really Bitcoin and Litecoin mining as far as ASICs are concerned. So I'm thinking it's got to be at least 10 to 20% of their customer base.
Okay.
And you're going to come just be like mocking it. I almost
Yeah.
felt like I need to teach him a lesson and just say, hey, Compass Mining, let's abandon Compass Mining because they're going to employ this idiot. But I don't know.
The thing is that his colleague, with the what is her name, O or something,
I don't
told
know.
told him, hey, don't try to get any trouble, and he's like, whatever, I don't care, and I was like, this dude. So then I was like, my ego came in, and I had to do
Yep.
it.
Well, I invited him to do spaces. I don't know that I just want to get
Wendy O,
into a
there you go,
panel.
Wendy O.
Yeah, I want Wendy O. I think Wendy would I mean she had me on before, but she's not really she's not a debate person. She does
Okay.
charts. When I went in, I did her show. I was actually pretty excited about it. I just messaged her random like, hey, I have this afternoon free. I think it was for some reason I had a Friday off.
Okay.
I think it was like Christmas, the 23rd, maybe. And I said, hey, she's like, yeah, I got an open spot. Sure. This is like an hour before her show. I'm like, cool. So I went on there. I was all ready to talk about Litecoin. But her whole thing is like charts, man. She is all about just trading purely. And so I was like, all right, I'm watching these other guys do their charts. And I'm like, I better come up with something. So I start looking up these charts that I'm showing you, like with transaction counts, right? And the bit
And the
pay chart,
blocks. Okay.
right? The metrics of like what's happening with Litecoin. I said, and she kind of like, well, I know you don't do charts. I was like, well, I got some charts. Let's go through them. And I pulled them up and she was just like, she was not having it, dude. She let me have like about a minute. She's like, all right, let's move on. You're talking about fundamentals. I don't care about fundamentals. Let's just talk about charts, right? Trading charts. And, but whatever. I mean, I went on. She's got a big following. She's got a whole thing, and I got
She has a
can't hold
huge
it against
following.
her. But I would like to get into some panels with Bitcoiners because I think that's been the most frustrating part of anything is that they genuinely don't talk to non-maximalists generally.
They don't.
And
they stay in this little circle.
Yeah, and it's really surprising, that they're. I don't know. If you're so sure of yourself, you should be like anytime, anywhere, right? Like if I'm Mike Tyson, I'll fight you. I'll fight anyone.
Yeah.
Because I have that much faith in myself. I would say any champion has faith in themselves in any sport that they can win anytime, anywhere. But and that's what I feel like. I would go up against any Bitcoiner, even I don't care if it's Adam Back or whoever or Samson Mao. Because I know I'm standing on objective reality, and they're living in a fantasy world that they've contrived in their head. I mean, there's a guy that had a good thread this week about how he's leaving maximalism, and he was more comparing some of the, like he talked about Monero a bit, and even talked about gold a lot. And I think that that's a realistic conversation to have in crypto. Is like I've started to understand the value of gold more the more I've talked about crypto. Because it is this physical asset that there's no fake in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's fool's gold, but yeah, I mean, you can test gold.
Of course.
You can hold it in your hand. People, it means something to people. You know, my dad's been a rare coin dealer for 30 some years, and I've always thought some of the collectible stuff, it's cool, but man, it's a lot of money. I always thought, but just gold in your hand, there's some value to that people appreciate. Like it's like an unspoken thing, man. You see some
Yeah,
coins, like, man, that thing's beautiful. Like there's just some sort of beauty and allure to it.
No,
and,
yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I enjoy gold. I have some precious metals, so I really do enjoy it a lot too. I don't know why people Bitcoin maximalists don't like gold or something. They make fun of it, but I think is digital. I mean, currency. Any part of the world, anywhere you go, they're gonna accept gold.
Yeah, and it's got some of the things that, you know, if you're talking about a scenario where money gets horribly devalued, like it translates. They talk about oh man, what's the phrasing they use? It's sellable or saleable across time and space, I think is the phrasing they would use in Bitcoin, right? Meaning like if your currency collapses in 2 years, your new currency forms, your new local currency, or you move to another country or whatever, that Bitcoin's kind of a base unit. It's always going to be able to be kind of translated into other currencies. And gold's the exact same way. I don't see a world where people just abandon the idea of gold for digital assets completely. I don't know that I'd ever have that kind of faith in something.
No, I buy gold with my crypto portfolio. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
See, I gotta get my dad doing that. He's too old though. He's like,
so when it goes up and I don't have anything that I need around me or like in my house and everything's working, then I'm like, you know what? Let me accumulate some of that into some gold. Yeah.
You don't need to tell everything to everybody.
No, but I'm just saying it's basic. It's basic stuff. You know, it's finance 101. You can read this stuff in these books that you get. You know, start accumulating. And obviously, I don't have it on me. I don't carry it on me.
No, but I mean, like, you know, because if you're not DC or not KYC.
Oh no, that's KYC though. That's KYC.
Okay.
No. The videos that I make are not on KYC coin, but the stuff that I make on KYC. No. Do your KYC.
I'm just saying, you gotta be careful. You know. What I'm saying?
Pay your taxes, guys. No. Pay your taxes. No, it's KYC. Correct. No. You're right.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, by the way, so your first name says shill alert. You're like, so Master and that Rocket guy who was what is Luke, I think was his name.
Luke.
Yeah. They're having their Ordinals Crypto Punk auction at 3 p.m. if you guys were interested in it. Well, where is it? Your first name? I'd maybe buy one. How much are they selling them for? Because that guy said so that was one of the most interesting things is I think Flappy Bird was on oh, real quick, let me just pull this up. So yeah, you can, if you want to inscribe, this is the Ordinals Lite website. I might try to inscribe. I was thinking maybe I should inscribe while we're doing this.
That one's expensive. Didn't they say that? The one you're looking at right now?
Starts at 2.5 Litecoin. And keep an eye on Twitter. Let's see.
2.5 Litecoin.
$250 for a crypto punk?
Or a punk.
Let's see what happens here.
Here, let me get my ledger just in case. Hold up.
So I've got to get a... See, here's the problem I have. I was doing all this stuff with... I don't know that I'm going to be able to open this Litecoin Core because I was doing all this stuff with trying to get Ordinals to work. Let's see, how's this work? See, it says 0.005 Bitcoin, but I think it's only 0.005 Litecoin. I think they just copied and pasted and screwed this up as an inscription fee. If it is 0.005 Bitcoin, I'm not going to do it. But if it's 0.005 Litecoin, let's see what happens. I'm willing to give it a shot. So let's see if so I gotta get Litecoin Core up so I have a receiving address after the fact. Oh, it does say optional. Let's see what happens here. I'll drop in my Litecoin Underground logo. What do you think?
You should.
Let's see how easy this is. Litecoin Underground. Oh, who would want the original live? You know what I'm saying? 2.5 Litecoin, you think I could get? 95.25% saved. I don't know what that means. Maybe it like
I can barely see it.
it minimizes. Oh,
I'm probably blind. Oh, there you go. I can see it now.
Is this good enough? Is that good? All right. Hang on. So this has to pull up. Litecoin Core is going to take a second. All right. I'll do that, though. I'll try to mint it. I actually like this. I want to get this, something like this to be my new logo. I like the logo where it's at, but I just don't think it translates very well. Like here, it's really hard to see what the heck this is, you know? Or wait, you can't see what I'm pointing at. The logo in the upper right-hand corner of this screen we're on. Just
I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not quite where I want it to be. And this one looks, although somebody told me it looks like that yogurt brand. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
It's called, let me see if I can find it. It's like a Greek yogurt. Oh, man. Yeah, Phage. Phage Greek yogurt. Here, I'll pull it up. So it does kind of look like that.
Oh, yeah. It does.
Well, it came from the London Underground, was the original
idea.
Yeah, I feel like this used to be more of a... It is almost identical, right? Look at that. God damn it.
Yeah. Nah, but it's not like super identical, but yeah. I can see how people will
this was the concept. This came from London Underground. That's where they came out pretty good, right? All right. Where are we at? Still waiting on this. Come on, Litecoin Core. It should be pretty synced. So if it does work, again, we might have an issue just because of the fact I was messing around with it. John Easy, I built the app. Anyway,
look, it says you could send it to your first name. I mean, I know you want to do it on the show, so but you can send your description to first name. He'll do it for you.
Oh,
maybe have him come in.
So you're saying, John Easy, that my fee is going to be in Bitcoin only? And what do you mean you built the app? You built this Ordinals app? Fuck out of here.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I think on the Spaces, someone did say that the fee is only accepted in Bitcoin.
That was a few days ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. These guys are talking all sorts of shit. Oh, by the way, Litecoin Poker, you gonna have it tonight?
If somebody answers on the chat, nobody else answered on the chat, so hopefully I'll be playing. Usually Saturday nights are my chill nights, so I'll be playing. I enjoy poker, so I play like 4 or 5 hours.
Did anybody in the chat? I know there's only a few of you actually watch the video or watch the
I skip. So on Monday through Friday, I usually have no time, but during my lunch, I skim through it.
Well, I'm wondering if anybody in the audience watched what they thought of it.
Oh,
I thought what was cool, I don't know, I just watched on my phone, but the fact that I did put a little bit of music on there, I don't know why that matters to me. I feel like I would like to have a little background music all the time.
It's a vibe.
Huh?
It's a vibe, you get.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to relax.
That's what I've been trying to get on here is like some regular. I want every week to have somebody, or every once in a while, somebody just send me some music they made because I'm just curious about it, right? And I could just review it and listen to it and have their permission to do it more than anything. I want to use your music for free. That's what I'm trying to say.
Look, he says your first name says if you want a voice chat, he'll walk you through it.
Well, so that's what I did. I went through on the Discord the other night. I'm not sure. I feel like this. I hope I didn't screw up my Litecoin core. Is what I'm trying to say. They had me doing all sorts of stuff. They walked me through, and I know pretty much nothing about computers or coding or anything. But your first name,
Me neither.
Animal was there. Animal's got a background in. I think he works in Windows IT. Like that's his job. The Master was there, and they Indigo. And they were walking me through it, and so like, kind of having some live sessions. It just sucked because I had to sync, and I waited, and it just didn't work. So I should be able to. This might be good, just education, just for people to feel comfortable about Litecoin Core. I don't know why we're having an issue, but you can say 3 days ago I was doing it. Has to catch up. But if you use Litecoin Core, it works like any other wallet. Oh man, my computer's probably getting overloaded with streaming, and I need to buy a better computer. Do you have oh yeah, you're a gamer, right?
Yeah, my computer's average, decent. Actually, sorry.
Mine sucks. I don't even think I have a really good graphics card. Okay, so I can receive. Let's see. Create a new receiving address. Copy address. Okay. LTC1QGC. All right. Come on. Did not work. I guess it didn't work. Hang on. This would be horrible. Watch my slow ass computer. Come on, computer.
When Litecoin hits $400, get a computer.
I've had these two purchases I've been thinking about. These are like health related. One is I want to get a water. Like I was reading about like fluoride in your water. This is literally going back like a year, and just to get like a water filter for like my sink, just one thing that purifies. I drink a ton of water and all your cooking and all that stuff and all the stuff that comes in your city water. So I want to get like one of those, like a really nice one. And then I want to get a vitamin D lamp, so you live in California, you get all the sunshine you could ever
get. Yeah, I know.
We live 6 months where it's like, you just aren't getting a whole lot of sunshine. And, the whole COVID thing with vitamin D, it was like all the benefits, you start understanding it. And you can buy like light lamps that are UVA light, but they don't really do anything to produce vitamin D. But there's a UVB light that essentially these people, they say, you just put it in your like bathroom, you get out of the shower, you stand in front of it for like a couple minutes a day, and you get all the UV light to create all the vitamin D you would need. So that's what I'm hoping to get. But yeah, I'm being patient with my health. Why is this not wanting to work here, dude? This is ridiculous.
It's probably because you're streaming.
Yeah, it could be. Kind of ruins the experience. I'll leave it here. All right, we'll do that. I'm trying to think what else I got. I don't know what other articles do I have. Oh, there was a news about the Litecoin Foundation. I guess I'll bring up here.
Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to hit up Jay for the Litecoin thing, poker thing. That's what I was supposed to do yesterday. I'll hit him up today.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
I think by the way, I think I cracked something with him. As my Litecoin magazine was created about, a couple years ago. I've always been like, man, why? Like they're just blowing up. They're just a retweet machine, and they probably got 7,000-8,000 followers, and I never knew who created it, but he was the only person. He came into Spaces and he was like, Litecoin's had NFTs for, because of Liteverse and all these articles were talking about ordinals. It was like the first time I ever seen NFTs. And then like that same day or like within a few hours of that, Litecoin magazine was saying the same thing. And I'm like, I think Jay runs Litecoin magazine. That's my sleuthing. Because he was the only one talking about it.
He was the only one that knew.
Happened to be Litecoin magazine. But this is something that happened. I don't even know the impact of this, but partnering with Met Alpha. to develop sustainable mining and also help in managing digital assets. This was kind of a, I'm interested to see what this means. What they were, the article, well, here, I'll read through it really quick. Focus on developing financial products that can help reduce market risks for Litecoin miners while promoting renewable energy and efficiency in mining, reduce carbon emissions, and support sustainable blockchain innovation. So, what it's the interesting part to me is not only the environmental part, but it sounds like in the original article, let me see if I can jump to it. A big part of it is to hedge risk with miners and maybe finding a way, see, support miners with hedging products against market risk. I don't know exactly what that means. It means like basically my guess is like counter trading the asset so that when
By the way,
the market goes down.
I'm intrigued with that little Litecoin thing that when you scroll down, it moves in circles. I was really intrigued by that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really good design, but I'm really intrigued by that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See, it drew your attention.
Yeah, I definitely did. I was like, that's so fucking cool.
Wouldn't it be cool if you just had like your wallet linked up to your browser? This probably already exists. And I could just like click whatever, select my amount, and it just did it.
Yeah. No.
So maybe it's 10 cents, 50 cents, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Donate $1 right now. If you read this article, donate $1 and just boom, boom. There you go. Developer.
0.05 of a Litecoin.
Can I put a bounty on that right now?
You should.
They make it so that you can put a button where your wallet, that MetaMask must do that, right? See, this is where I think I've fallen behind. The things have probably already been developed that.
What browser are you using? I use Brave browser, but the Brave browser
is Chrome, but yeah.
They have this wallet built in, but they don't take Litecoin. They take Solana and Ethereum.
Oh, it's not also BAT or whatever. Isn't that their basic attention token?
Correct. Yeah. And BAT, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's one I actually like that concept. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. Hang on. Well, so what's interesting is that, like I said, this company, it sounds like they're going to trade against developing derivative products. They keep talking about the environment, but I feel like the actual real reason for this is building these derivatives. So essentially, I think what it would do is when it was very profitable to be mining, when profitability is super, super high, maybe they're shorting the market or something to make it so that when times do get bad, there's money being made by those miners or using some of that profitability. Now, who they're working with, I don't know. But like, if you remember, LTC Labs was created like 6 months ago with Ant Pool. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So maybe there's something with that. And I think that's good because as somebody who mined before, I know when it really is painful to turn off those miners when they become really unprofitable. So the thought that, yeah, this sounds like minimizing the downside and taking a little piece of the upside as an insurance policy, maybe. That's the way I'm viewing it. All right, let's see if this is up and ready to go. Come on now. What the hell? What the hell? All right. Come on. This shouldn't be this bad. This is just slow as all get out right now. It's just my computer.
How much is it? See how much is it and see if I think I have enough Litecoin on the core. I don't have to use my ledger.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to close some windows and see if this helps me save some memory or something, dude. This is brutal. Can't believe we're having. This is a good thing about a live stream is that, like, ultimately nobody cares, right? It's just slow right now. I'm only 3 days behind. Yeah, it's just not working. Probably because it could also be, like I said, have to do with whatever I was messing around with.
Yeah, because mine's already synced up, and I was 2 days behind.
Yeah, it's just it just says it's not responding, so the whole thing is just frozen up. So I'll just have to get rid of it. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Maybe I'll try to do one later and record it if I can. But yeah, you got anything else you want to cover, man? Oh, you know what? What the heck? We got time. You're here.
Go ahead. Yeah,
This
it's
is something we
Saturday. I
talked
have time.
about. This is something we talked about. I don't have a good article for it, but it was interesting. So we did the poker night. You know, Animal is a Litecoiner, and I'm trying to close this stupid window now. Wait, it's now catching up. Hang on. Jesus Christ, this thing's like slowing my whole computer down. This is a good thing about live stream. There's only like 4 or 5 of these people, so
Yeah, I don't. And soon you're gonna have more. So don't
no,
worry.
it's like I'm only disappointing so many people. Four
You're
or
not
five, I
disappointed
think.
anyway. No, you're not disappointed anyway. Don't
Hey,
think.
hey, hey, hey! You don't know.
Positive
You don't
thoughts.
know.
Positive thoughts.
Well, I mean, my thing's been just get on camera, fire it up, see what happens. Well, I've lost my stupid
No,
StreamYard.
and I usually, I mean, I just started being on camera too, and like you said, I do have to be careful with what I say because sometimes it sounds like I'm trying to hide some stuff. But like, no, it's just I'm just blurring shit out my mind.
All right, so this is something that I don't. There's not a great article for it, unfortunately, but there's a digital ID that they're floating in Canada. Which
Oh
what
yeah, I
Animal
remember.
said is like they're going to try to make it so that, yeah, you want to go get healthcare. It's a way for them to verify there's no fake IDs for benefits. It's kind of a worrying thing. I think if you were to lay out like what's a nightmare scenario, right? It's that your money's tied to your digital ID. It's a digital currency. They can turn things on and off as far as what you're allowed to get based on who you are, and you kind of become, I don't know what it is about the trackability thing. Again, I'm pretty much a rule follower in life. I don't go out of my way to. I'm not breaking any laws as far as I know,
By the way,
right?
me neither. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, no, and
I don't break any laws.
but it's still just a little bit uncomfortable to be sitting here thinking like, why do you need to know where I am, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Air Canada. So they roll it out. I find this with a lot of programs. Like they roll it out and they make it very appealing to jump on board. Like, oh, it's free. You're gonna get on the plane faster, right? Or you're gonna get
See your
discount.
doctor faster. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You'll move to the front of the line if you have a digital ID. If you want to register your car, you can just do it all on your app. If you have digital ID, you don't even need to show up. That type of stuff. And then it kind of gets progressively more like, instead of it being an option or a benefit, it becomes a requirement. And I don't know how you can do this. Like you can't force people to have a phone or like to carry their phone around with them everywhere. What if people are just like, I just don't want to be near them? Or yeah, you're Amish. It's against my religion type of thing.
Yeah, no, you know who was pushing the digital stuff a lot? I used to work at Wells Fargo and Bank of America. I used to be in the banking industry for like maybe 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
9 years. Bank of America was pushing the digital stuff really, really hard. They would tell us to tell the customers not, because I used to be a lead, and we used to be behind the counter, and
Mm-hmm.
they would make us push the people to the ATMs. Be like, don't if they see you see them making line, take them out the line and go to the ATM so they can do everything digital. And I was like, people don't want that. People want that human interaction. They don't want nothing digital, but they just kept pushing it and pushing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't have to pay the ATM, right?
Yeah, correct.
Well, there was a guy I was watching. I started off. I did TikTok for a little bit, and then I was like off it for months. And just recently, I started watching again. There was this guy just griping about how there's nobody that works at Taco Bell anymore because they don't pay enough. And he's like, can't go into the lobby. It's only drive through, and that's because they don't pay people enough. And to me, he just doesn't get it. These companies are like realizing that nobody cares about the dining room. They're there for
Yeah.
the food, and like more and more people are door dashing and that type of stuff. So it's just interesting. Yeah, like you don't know what you're missing. Like you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I mean, we're seeing it in everywhere. It's the checkout line, just removing employees from the equation. It's another symptom of fiat, man. It's another symptom of the devaluation of money, and that these companies, in order to keep their prices from exploding, they've got to keep cutting people.
Yeah.
Because if they employ the same amount of people, labor rates are going up, insurance rates are going up. You know, you have all these different liabilities that come into place the more people you have. Like there's the more potential for lawsuits and all that. It's just a whole thing to hire people that goes beyond the hourly wage. And companies are, as they go public, like their profitability is tracked, and if they miss on a profitability number, it's devastating to the stock and all that stuff. So
all hell breaks loose.
yeah,
And
these CEOs are going, well, where can we continue to cut and cut and cut? And if
on that third quarter meeting, everybody's upset.
yeah, so like that's the reality. That's what our system has created. And I mean, I hate to identify it as capitalism or socialism or whatever it is. It's really the root of that devaluation of money, that you have to chase gains all the time. You can't just be like, you can't run a profitable business and say good enough, because you know your costs are going to keep going up year after year after year. And if you aren't getting ahead of it, yeah, if you're not pushing to get ahead, you're going to fall behind pretty quickly.
Yeah, I learned that when I used to work for Wells Fargo. I worked there for like 6-7 years, and it was just push credit cards, push. If you did good last quarter, you need to do better this quarter, and it's like, oh, god damn it. It was really stressful. I don't know how they live like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I'm seeing if I can get this thing. All right, I'm starting to sync with the network here. Let's try one more time. Renew receiving address. Copy address. Whoa, wait for it. Come on. What the frick? I just can't copy and paste. I don't know why. Oh, no, there it goes.
It's there. Yeah, it's there.
Okay. I hit it twice, so it'll probably populate twice. All right, so let's go. I got my thing in there. Well, obviously not 6. I'll pay for lits. I'm good. $6.94. I don't know if I have enough on there. I do.
Here, give me the address. I have like 0.5 Litecoin on the core. What's your
address?
I'm
good. I got it.
Oh, you got it? All right.
Yeah, I got like pay with Litecoin. Copy. Let's see how quick this thing is. Let's see if this is a scam.
You're doing what's best for the community, showing a $6.
You know what? Let's do this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh,
you closed it. I think
no, that's okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it with my phone. I'm going to pay it with my phone, because then the QR code will actually be like it'll actually have the right amount.
But wait, isn't it loading on your screen?
Is it?
No, are you gonna pay it twice?
Nope. I didn't hit send.
Handy Soik says that we can pay with MWeb. I mean, if it's in your core, I assume you can.
What the frick? It won't let me scan it. What the frick, dude? Is that not a Litecoin invoice? Let's try it on different.
Which wallet did you use?
I was trying to use Light Wallet right there. Cake Wallet picked it up right away.
Okay, I don't have Cake Wallet. I used to have it.
All right, let's see. Inscription. If this is this easy, then that's great.
You know what inscription I think would be the best one? 8484. The Satoshi number 8484.
Well, we're past that, right? We're almost at 30,000. Or no, so we're almost at 30,000, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, yeah. You're right.
Well, let's see. It is on its way. Pending. All right, I'm gonna pull up Litecoin Core again, because but see, then I got to figure out where that Satoshi is, because it's going to send me that Satoshi, and I've got to kind of set it aside. Oh, Handy Stoic, can I pay with MWeb? Okay, so here's how MWeb works. There's a separate block, I think it's MWeb, LTC MWeb would be the prefix to the wallet. So you can, in Litecoin Core, I'll show you guys what MWeb is as soon as this pops up. But essentially what you're doing is you're taking a on-chain UTXO and you're sending it into this MWeb block. And it stays in MWeb. As long as you're transacting within MWeb, it stays there. And then when you want to move it, like when somebody gives you this address, if you spend your MWeb coins, it'll move off that MWeb block automatically. You don't have to do it yourself.
Oh, here you go.
Download order for backup. All right. You should see updates here shortly. All right, I'm going to download the order for backup. Okay. And so the only way to keep something in MWeb is that the person has a receiving address that is that LTC MWeb. So you can actually go into like coin controls. Let me make this a little bigger if I can. You know what? Let's what? I better not have closed it. I was trying to make it bigger. Okay.
I'm gonna put a bounty so you can get a new computer.
No,
I'm just joking.
No, I don't know why I don't usually have this not responding thing. I mean, this isn't any better. It's just more spread out. I wonder if I can change the settings and make it larger. I'm kind of curious. God, look at this. What is with my freaking computer, dude? This is agonizingly slow.
All right, guys, put in a bounty. Hunter Smith says, look into Big Berkey water filters. They are pretty sweet. Has a price tag though, but very worth it.
I was looking at, they were called, I think, Aquasana or something like that.
We have a filter at home too, but it's none of the fancy.
I don't know why. Maybe I was being weird at the time, but fluoride, like, now granted, I've always had fairly decent teeth considering I eat sugar. So maybe I don't want to do this, but I was just reading like too much fluoride is not a good thing.
Well, if you ever need a new set of teeth, let me know. I work at a dental lab.
Oh no, I hope I don't.
Even if you need a crown or something, let me know.
Why? What are you gonna do?
We give you discounts
for me?
No, we give your dentist discounts.
Oh, no kidding. All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless you don't want it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we give your dentist a discount.
I do have one here. I got to get reseated or whatever. Oh my God, this is horribly slow. It's making me nuts. I just have a lot of stuff open right now, I think is what's going on. But all right. So hopefully that'll happen.
Don't the new fridges come with like a water filter system?
Yeah, but there's like basic water filters, and that's what I was talking about. Like there's filters that'll take out just basic whatever
stuff,
I guess sediment and stuff, but to actually get
the good water,
a lot of stuff out of it, just pure water, you do have to pay quite a bit more. Here we go. Yeah, this is what your first name. This is what I was looking at. Your fluoride calcifies your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is like your third eye. Okay. You ready for this, Chief? Well, you're smoking and working out, so you know what I'm talking about.
I guess.
And he says in it, tinfoil hat. Operate only on a single thread. I don't know what you mean by that. Like you don't have an open of a mind if your pineal gland is calcified. All right, I'm waiting to see if I've got any transactions coming in. Well, it's not instant, nor should it be. It's got to get on the next block. But it cost me, what did that just cost me? It cost me like $7. I think if I did it myself, it would cost like 10 cents. So that company's, they're making $5-6. Good for them. If I don't have to go through all the crap, and I'm not doing a ton of them. And since you guys are going to pay $10,000 for this Litecoin Underground logo anyway,
For a CryptoPunk, right? You should get a CryptoPunk that says Litecoin Underground. The CryptoPunk Litecoin Underground edition.
I'm kind of curious. I would guess that they're just doing the like a replica of all the existing CryptoPunks.
Yeah.
But maybe they're redesigning. Your
I
first
don't
name
think
says
so.
he thinks Litecoin Labs is behind CryptoPunks. I thought you said it was Master. Are you saying Master is part of Litecoin Labs? I don't know. Your first name, I feel like you need to be in here talking instead of chatting.
He should be.
All right. Okay. I'm almost synced with the network. Here we go. This is going to be good. And we're going to see my first. But see, I don't even know how to view this ordinal.
Me neither. That's why I'm here.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I have some other news. I'm about to. I think. Let me find this inscription site. Hang on. Please hold. Oh, incoming transaction. Interesting. Let's see if it'll.
So it wasn't.
Are you seeing my screen right now?
No, we can't see your screen. But it wasn't more than 5 minutes. I don't think it was more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. It still says it's not. It's still just in the mempool right now. I'm trying to find that site that'll allow you to view the ordinals, the Litecoin ordinals, because realistically, this should be on there. The problem is that these sites keep crashing or something. So
it's new, so they're working on it.
Oh, check this out.
I'm excited.
Dude, look at this. Almost instant. Look what's on the ordinals.
Yo, congrats. That's dope.
right in the CryptoPunks. Take that.
Right. That's dope.
CryptoPunks. I ruined it for you. We have all these consecutive ones except for number. I don't even know. See, this doesn't have a number to it yet. Wow, that was pretty easy, man. It won't let me view it. Probably because it's not on the chain yet. It's not
okay.
confirmed.
So when did you send the transaction on the Cake wallet? At what time? And then what time you received it?
It's sent out at 10:56. So it took 2 or 3 blocks probably. That's interesting, man. That was quick.
Yeah, like around 9 minutes.
So I paid 0.08, $7.38 is what it cost me. Which
and now you're in the you're in the chain forever now.
Kind of a lot. But I mean, to think like if you can do them yourself, they're really inexpensive. And that's where these collections are, you're doing 10,000. Well, this is pretty cool, man. But I don't know what number I am.
Yeah, I don't have anything that says Litecoin Gamer or Chief Litecoin like that. So I'll get something and then put it on the chain.
Yeah, this is not this website's not very quick, I guess. But that's interesting, man. That was quick. All right. So the bidding, I was telling my daughter about these things because this is her rough draft. We're gonna I'll try to make a funny one. And I said, he says the number in the is the end of the URL when you click it.
Click on it. Oh, okay. I see.
Well, we're not quite there yet because I don't think it's confirmed on the block yet. That's why I think it's kind of still says unconfirmed in the mempool.
No, you got one. That's one confirmation, isn't it?
That's one.
Yeah, it's one confirmation.
So let's see if it pops up. Oh, number 34,307. What a magical number that is. Let's see. 3 plus 4. Well, 7 times 12 is 84. So let's see. How do I make that into 84? 3 times 4 is 12. Ignore the 30 times 7 is 84.
You have me looking for pictures that I can probably upload.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I'm excited. It's even it shows you how shitty I am at files. But it looks good, like the resolution's there. So all right, man. That's kind of cool. But I would like to do bigger collections. So I want to create a collection.
Boggle Mouse wants the monkeys.
Yeah, dude, I think it'll be kind of fun. Well, I wanted the guy made Flappy Bird on. You could play the game on the Litecoin block. Like that's so wild to me. And we were talking about that Wednesday. I was like, dude, I'll take because he said he went through a couple iterations of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first one failed. I was like, I'll take the first one. I don't even care if it failed. Like I think that's kind of cool, right? The first
hope,
one ever.
yeah, no, it's good.
So I'm wondering now. See, now I'm curious about this stuff. It is, what's funny is it's cool, but it's also like so stupid, right? I think
it's a mixture of both.
Right, like we feel like the same way about it. Yeah. And you and I, I'll have a little bit of fun. I'll spend a little money here and there. I'm amazed at the dollar amounts that we're talking about with some people, what they're willing to do. Well, what's happening though is there are a lot of transactions coming in comparatively. I mean, we used to be about 90% empty on these blocks. And so there were some waves of people. That must be the crypto punks that were getting loaded in. We saw earlier, 10,000 of them. So I guess once you build a, some sort of bot or like a macro almost to just go through the pictures and load them up, it can probably happen pretty quickly. And if you're only paying like 10 cents a piece or whatever. So my thought, I was telling my daughter, I was like, make these things, we'll make the price really high. Like you can always start high and come backwards, right?
Correct.
But I don't know, should I do the whole NFT manipulation thing where what you do is you buy one from yourself for like 50 Litecoin and then everyone goes, oh my gosh, someone paid 50 Litecoin for that thing. Then you buy another one from yourself and you keep passing them around and you make the price keep going up.
Hey, you're gonna be
even
you're gonna be the Bernie Madoff of NFTs.
I mean, but like that's what I think NFTs are mostly doing. That's got to be 99% of this is people faking the price, hoping somebody bites on it.
So the only NFTs I ever bought were this like poker NFTs by like Jonathan Little, and they had some really good monkeys on the face cards, and it was the King of Hearts that was like the most popular one. And then I traded like four different cards to get that one, and I made some good money off of that one. Yeah. So once I sold it for like I think it was 1.3 ETH when ETH was at 3,200.
Wow.
Yeah, and I buy it for like maybe 1,200.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, somebody gave me the offer. I was like, take it, bro. Like I don't want it anymore. I do miss it though, because it's a really nice. I used to have it as my profile picture on Twitter, but I do miss it. Now I want to buy it.
Now
they raised it to like 2 ETH. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it hasn't sold yet though.
They haven't. But some of them are not even available. They're on OpenSea. Here, let me see if I can send you the link so you can see it.
Yeah, you can share if you want.
I don't share my screen. I have stuff that maybe
people. You don't have to. See. Here, I'll go to OpenSea. What are you looking for?
It's Deck of Degeneracy.
Deck of Degeneracy.
Yeah, and look for the King of Hearts. It's actually there. It's the first. They have like it's the first one you'll see. But if you look for it, it's going for
20. How can there be 2,700 cards if there's only 52 cards?
So it's their I think five different. There are 5 decks or something like that. That one I used to have that King of Hearts.
Oh, this was yours?
Yeah, I used to have that.
Right at the top of the thing, dude.
Yeah. So it's the most popular one.
You blew it.
And then there's gold versions of the cards.
Gold versions, huh?
Oh look! There's one King of Hearts for 0.8, 0.08 ET.
Yeah, right here. Here you go.
Yeah, that was a good one to get. I may get it.
Great. Once you buy it, you're up.
Yeah. I might get it. That's really. It wasn't like that. They were selling it for 2. There should be another one.
That's so weird, dude. Okay. Number 1, the first one is the Joker in gold.
And how much is that? See,
8.88.
Yeah. No.
What the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense, dude. How can these have the same number? Oh, the rarity rank. So there's more queens of hearts than there are
No, they're all the
jokers.
same amount. They're all the same. Yeah, of course. The more than Jokers. Yeah,
Oh, I
correct.
got you. Got you.
Yeah.
So this is 5 out of 936 or 55 out of interesting. So this is the most rare. This is a one of a kind.
Usually the gold cards are the one of ones. I'm trying to find the gold King of Hearts, but I don't think anybody posted it.
And what are these supposed to do? Like this is the other part of this. I don't understand. What beyond this
So
picture what do I get?
so they have utility. So the guy that runs it is called Jonathan Little, and he has like other poker players, and then he randomly chooses a card from like the deck of cards. Because look, I even have the deck right here.
See, I think if you had like a game like Magic the Gathering, then I get it, right? It has utility within the game.
So that he sent
Oh, you
whoever
got
bought
the physical card?
yeah whoever bought those cards he sent physical decks. Where's the King of Hearts? I know I have it here somewhere.
Dude, you're
I don't know where it's
fingering
at.
them all up, dude. Must be in
I
plastic
have
paper.
more. I have more. I have more. I have more. But so he picks a random card, and then whatever tournament he's playing, he gives that whoever has that card gives like maybe point one of the action to them. So if he goes and gets a deep run and hits like third place and something, he gives you ETH. You get point three of the money that he made.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
By the way, your
So
first name, I don't play Magic the Gathering. I just know of it. But I understand the utility if you're playing a game and people buy cards because they're rare and they want to win.
do you never play Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that?
No, dude.
I did. I did. I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I had a friend who was big in Magic. Like he would go hang out with his buddies for like hours and he had a deck he'd carry around. I'm like, I don't get it. But I love board games. I think that'd be cool to play some game like instead of poker, if you did play like a digital board game. We could have just Litecoin game night. I'd be cool with that.
I'm down with that.
Like
I just
there's some
enjoy
games
poker.
I haven't played, and you got to make it something that can happen in 2 to 3 hours, right? That can be kind of fun. The thing is, I just gotta, I gotta have I think I have a regular social life. I play, I go to my curling club, and on Mondays and Thursdays I'm doing that. On Wednesdays I do the spaces. If I do Saturdays with Litecoin again, I'm like, my family's not exactly getting a whole lot of time.
Yeah, you're gonna be divorced really soon.
The kids will leave me. The kids
Yeah,
will be like, bye.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, well, like last night, I like to sit down here. We'll hang out, play some music, and just chill. And I ended up being late, and that's where, I like to have a couple drinks. That's my problem. So
Your body can still handle drinks. I mean, maybe because I drank a lot in my 20s, my body can. Like if I had 3 beers in one night, the next day I'm feeling little sluggish.
well, so again, I feel so weird calling it my curling club because so few people curl, but it's kind of a drinking sport, right? It's got a bar, and
Okay.
they always have they rotate like all these IPAs and stouts, all these rare, I don't know, rare, but just unusual beers, and they're all like 6-7% alcohol. And so most of the season, I'd have a couple of those, and some nights I'd probably have 3, maybe even 4 sometimes. And dude, I would wake up like hating it,
Yeah.
feeling awful, But just this last week, I went back to just drinking like Bud Light or Guinness. Guinness is only like 4% alcohol. And man, I'm like, why did I ever go away from this stuff? It's nice because you can have a few of them. You don't feel like garbage.
Yeah.
It doesn't get you too drunk or anything like that. But I mean, in general, I've talked about stopping, but I like having a drink when I'm doing the Twitter spaces. I feel it helps me flow a little bit.
Calm your nerves.
Yeah, it just helps. Yeah, it helps me. I guess, feel more comfortable. But when I'm done them, when I haven't, I don't feel like it's that different. So maybe it's just an
Yeah, my body,
experience.
I need to really be into like the day or that night. Something needs to be happening so I can drink because my mind just says no, don't do it because you're
No,
gonna feel like
you're probably better off for it. I was
yeah.
telling my dad that, like, I said generationally, like I feel like, I mean, you're not that much younger than me, but I feel like millennials and really Gen Z, I feel like they drink a lot less than my generation. And I feel like my generation drinks a lot less than my parents and my grandparents, right?
Mm.
So I don't know if it's just
I went heavy in my 20s. I went really heavy, like nonstop heavy partying with my friends. I
right.
travel. I went to Paris, London, Italy. I've been drunk in those places. So yeah,
You drunk all over the world.
yeah, 100%. 100. I've been blessed with being able to travel and some stuff. So yeah,
No, that's cool.
yeah, it's fun.
Your
My
first
body.
name was red wine, Cabernet. Yep. Red wine, I like. Guinness, I like. I like a little bourbon. And I mean, beer is a social drink to me. It's like if I'm out on a boat or I'm playing yard games or like at curling, like that's not a. It's like maybe an on the go drink might be the best way to describe it.
The most
You got to drink on the go.
the most I drink now is on football season. Since my 30s, I only drink on football season, like
Well,
every
yeah, if I
Sunday.
were a Cowboys fan, I'd be drinking too.
Wow, you too, huh? Yeah, man, it's been tough, but I mean, you can't leave the team, you got to stay to it. But yeah,
No,
I
dude.
get it,
Hey,
I
like I
get
said,
it.
I'm a Giants fan, and you know
Facts.
what's funny about them is the season that they pulled off the miracle. I was almost done. I was getting so frustrated with Eli,
2007,
and
right?
yep, and
When they make the pick, huh?
if you go look at them, they got smoked. I think week 1 was Dallas. They just got
Yeah,
crushed.
no
Week
on the
2, yeah, I'm almost positive. And then week 2, they played Green Bay and they got smoked. And then they were in Washington down like 17-0 at halftime. And I was like, I'm done. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, Eli was just playing like shit. And then after that game, like that second half, they came back and beat Washington. And then I guess the rest of the year, they went maybe like 10-5 or 10-4
Yeah.
the
So
rest
here
of
it
the year
goes.
or something like that.
Dallas
And they
beat you, Green Bay beat you, then you beat Washington, Philly, the Jets, Atlanta, San Francisco, Miami.
look at you pulling it up.
Yeah.
And then that last game of the season was against New England, where New England was undefeated, but played their starters anyway because they wanted to go undefeated. And the Giants took them to the wire, and it was like, all right, this is for real. And I go back and watch. I mean, God, I feel like I'm talking about old, dude. I go back and watch some of those old games, and I'm thinking, dude, they were. I don't know how they weren't a better record that year. Their defensive line was like Yura, who was a master of creating fumbles, Strahan, Justin Tuck. Like they
Michael
had
Strahan,
all
yeah.
these guys on defense that were. I mean, 3
Big
of them
guys, yeah.
are probably in the whatever Giants or Ring of Honor or whatever, all at the same time. I mean, they were just devastating. So that was fun to watch.
No,
But
yeah, you guys. I wanted you guys to win that year. I mean, when you guys made the Super Bowl, I was like, fuck the Patriots. But yeah,
I know Giants fans, like I'm the only one that doesn't hate the Patriots because I'm like, well, we beat them twice in the Super Bowl, so they're cool.
makes sense, right? You're happy with it, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll gladly take you guys on. But we had some great games, and I got to feel like the Cowboys at some point. This is hard. It's hard to win a Super Bowl, man. Only one team gets to do it, and
I'm not
everything's got to really
I
fall in
used to be a
place.
delusional Cowboys fan in my 20s, but as soon as I hit like 28, 29, I started realizing the truth. And it's like, okay, we're probably not gonna make it this year, or especially when in the era of Tony Romo, where he's a really good quarterback. I like him, but he was just his body was tearing down. He couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah, you do need in the NFL. You need a guy who can really put yards up as a passer because that's the game anymore.
Yeah.
So a guy who could sling it, he knows. And also, he knows when to let go of the plays broken down. Just get rid of the ball, move on to the next play.
Yeah, don't take
The
the
guys
sack.
that try to keep making things happen with their feet or whatever. I mean, some of them can, but again, I don't think it lasts very long. It's rare.
I was surprised Mahomes is lasting as long as he is, because when he took that hit on his ankle, and I thought he was out. I thought he wasn't gonna come back, but he played the whole playoffs with a high ankle sprain, and Jesus.
But he's primarily a passer. Like his running is like a benefit. It's not
Yeah.
like I was looking at because everyone's talking about, is it Lamar Jackson, right?
Mhm.
And I was looking at his stats, and like as his career's gone on, his yardage, everything's actually falling. His passing yards are falling. His rushing yards are falling.
Well,
Because he's such
he's
a
different
prolific
than
runner.
Mahomes, though. Yeah, Mahomes has a better arm. Yeah,
That's
you're
what I
correct.
mean. So Jackson's more
Yeah.
of a runner than like
Hmm.
he's more quick to run than Mahomes is, like to take
Yeah.
off and actually try to gain yards.
Hmm.
And those guys, when you're running, becomes too much of your game plan. Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna
when
get,
it just ends. It
yeah,
ends for everybody.
you're
And
gonna get hit.
Robert Griffin was the guy that I watched, and when he first came out, dude, as a Cowboys fan, I was like,
He
"Oh,
beat
dude,
the
this
shit out
guy's
of
gonna
us. Yeah.
tear us up!" Like he was
Yeah.
accurate. He got the ball out of his hand quickly. He was mobile, but dude, he just kept trying to run, and it was like you're gonna get yourself killed out there, dude.
Yeah, I knew his knee wasn't gonna it wasn't gonna last. The way he was getting hit and the way he was, it's like Tua. I don't know if you watched the Dolphins. Tua, I think
Yeah,
Tua should retire. He's just bad luck for himself. He's a good guy. He's a he. There's I don't have nothing against him, but the way you see him play on the field, it just looks dangerous. Like quit, bro, because your life matters more than football. But I mean,
right.
I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing. Like with, again, I'm going back to my Giants with Eli. He would have so many times where the first hint of trouble, he just throw the ball out of bounds, and it can be frustrating to watch that. But then you kind of get it after he's been in the league and never misses a start for 15 years or whatever the hell it is. Like there's a benefit
Yeah,
to this, and that you
yeah,
live to fight another day because you don't
yeah,
have to score every single freaking time. You
yeah.
don't you don't have to make a you don't
There's
have to hit a
60
home run
there's
every
60
single
minutes
time.
in the game.
Yeah, and so sometimes you know what, we're just going to punt and let our defense do its job. So because if you make the big mistake, that's when you get killed. And Eli did that a lot, and Romo did that a lot, where he was like the hero half the time.
And Dak did it. Dak did it in this last playoff game. He threw 2 interceptions. God damn it. Yeah, so
Yeah, if you look at the Giants' playoff runs, Eli threw like no interceptions, or maybe like one in 4 games or something.
now not turning the ball over it's so
Yeah, it's crazy. So, all right. Well, I think we're going to be done here, dude. I'm kind of
I'm okay
curious. I
with
just want
that.
to see if this transaction. Okay, so it showed up. Here, let me do this one last time here. So you should be able to. This was something with MWeb I want to show you. You can have coin controls. Have you done this at all?
I used some of the stuff when David was helping me recover the Litecoin.
Yeah, so I've enabled coin control features here. It's an expert. Oh, spend unconfirmed change. That's interesting. I don't know what that is exactly, but
So what does that do when you change as an expert?
so you can go when I go to send, I can actually pick which inputs I spend. So see, I have a couple in MWeb, LTC MWeb. So if I'm going to spend in MWeb, I come and click here, and then that'll go. There will be no ins or outs
Oh,
from the MWeb block. And I'm hoping at some point this becomes a little better, and maybe there's some of the more advanced wallets might just have a button you push, right, where it'll kind of automatically grab MWeb tokens. What I'm trying to figure out, this is my inscription here, 9802. So I don't know if I can do anything to freeze this thing or something.
see, see I learned that right now. That's good. I was always wondering, like, where can you see the MWeb and the non-MWeb coins?
That's the tree mode. Here's the list mode. So I've got to figure out what to do with this and where to send it to prevent it from being spent, because that's the danger of inscriptions. I could accidentally send some of this, and you're going to get the inscription.
The inscription.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I better not use my whatchamacallit anytime.
Or just send it to like something you're never gonna use or something.
Yeah, I wonder if I think I could put, like, I got these ballet wallets. I suppose I could put it on a ballet wallet from the summit.
Yeah, I have one too.
So, all right.
Did you see the video that Charlie was putting them in the bags?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Why?
Apparently nothing. Just apparently, I thought that was cool. I didn't know he was gonna be the one putting them in the bag, so I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, I like that he's been quiet. Oh, that was one last thing. One last thing I'm gonna bring up. This was interesting to me. So you got David Burkett, part of foundation ish. Jay, he's kind of like, what's the big deal? I think David Schwartz has kind of been like, he doesn't love the ordinals. I could be wrong in that. And then Charlie seems to be kind of keeping out of it. I mean, he's a little participating in the Bitcoin ordinals, so he probably doesn't seem, he's not vocally against it. I like that the foundation has been not like unified in their voice, that they're just being themselves and speaking their mind, you know. But I'm trying to think who else is even in the foundation. David Schwartz, David Burkett, Jay, Charlie. Who else we got in there? Alan Austin.
You would know more than me.
Well, I mean, it's all on their website. I don't know. I think Alan has been. I think he was kind of not loving it either. Or he was making some jokes about it. But again, it's a phase, dude. People are going to go through this stuff. They're eventually going to go, yeah, whatever, you know. It'll run out. It's got to run out.
Something new. I mean, hopefully it gets enough traction that other people can come to Litecoin. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing too, man. 100%. All right. I don't know why this is.
Well, thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and you know, I'm looking for people to be. Maybe if you want to consistently do this, I'm happy to have.
I'm down. I'm definitely down.
If you're here every week.
Yeah, I'm up at.
Talk to. I can tell you that.
I'm up at 5. So.
All right. Well, I'll let you know.
All right. Sure.
I am going to chop these up. I promise. Tomorrow is my day. I'm going to chop up these and turn them into podcasts. So I'm hoping. I'll see how much I can accomplish. But
we can even if you're down, we can even try to do a podcast and just keep it. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So what do you have a channel? Are you doing?
No, I don't have a channel. I would like to do a podcast, but like I said, Monday through Friday is kind of difficult. Maybe I can do it on Fridays and Saturdays once I get home on Friday, but it's kind of difficult during the week. But on the weekend, I'm definitely free for anything.
All right. Well, send me something about poker tonight. I might play.
Okay,
I'll be on stream, I guess. Apparently,
yeah. I'm not streaming. I'm not streaming it today.
All right.
All right,
good, man. Thanks, everybody. Have a good week, and let's
chief out.
Chief out. All right.